name of your host, your favorite host with the most, by the way, Ghost. I go by the name of the boy Ghost, right? You know what I'm saying? I always got to clarify this now. They call me the Ghost Rider at 46 years old because at 42 years old, I started a business called a Miller Ray Legal LLC, and I started ghost writing cases. That means that I'll write it. You know, this happens in music a lot, to where someone write a song for artists like Britney Spears when she first started. Someone's writing them songs, and she's getting up and performing because she's pretty and she can sing and she can dance. But someone can write a song that can win. I could write a lawsuit that could win in court. You know what I'm saying? And I'm writing a lawsuit either for attorney because he has too much work and he needs this done, or I'm doing it for a client because they have difficulty finding an attorney. So that's why they call me Ghost Writer, not the Ghost Rider. I know if you look on the AI, when you get an AI summary of the live streams, they be saying Ghost Rider, but it's Ghost Writer. That being said, man, this episode, I think this like number 16 or 17. Y'all know how I am with the episodes. Strategizing with Ghosts, man. We out here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. This is a big, beautiful city, man. New York City is a big, beautiful city. Before I came here, I'd never been to this city in my entire life. I never been to the state of New York until I turned, 45 years old last September. I got here last September. In this city, I've been in the city since May, man, and I've just fallen in love with Manhattan, how gorgeous it is, how nice it is, bruh. It's a big, beautiful, bustling city, man. New York City, man, on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Good morning to all of you guys. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. This morning, man, we talking foreign policy. China, China, China. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the mentality. Y'all ever heard of the saying, heavy is the crown that wears the head? That crown is heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you're doing, if you want to be the best, if you want to be the greatest, if you want to be number one, if you want to be the champion, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying it takes a whole lot to get there. If we look at the USSR, the old Russia or the current Russia, and we look at China, China wasn't in a position to where they can elevate to the top on the world stage. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about 80s. In the 80s, China was a big country, of course, landmass. They had a lot of residents. But in the 80s, China never, we as Americans, we never, from my understanding of geopolitics, back then we looked at China really as a third world nation. You know what I'm saying? But what the Chinese did is the Chinese, they would let companies come into China. You know, American companies all over the world, they looked at China because China had the largest population in the world, over 1 billion people. You know what I'm saying? We talking about in the 80s, that's about 1/7 of the entire world's population in one country. So think about that. If you a business person, that is a ginormous market for you to sell in. So what happens is the American businesses and companies, they get to eyeballing China. Not only does China have a lot of consumers or potential consumers, also the Chinese have cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? So if you own a business, and I'm talking about in America, it's costing you $15 to make these pair of shoes that you're selling for $150. I'm saying you could go to China and make them same shoes for $5 or less. Your labor fees are almost non-existent. You slash your labor fees in half. So the American businesses and the businesses of the world, they're looking at China in the 80s and in the 90s. They're seeing a large consumer base, the largest in the world, and they're saying, hey, we can go over there and we can get the Chinese people to do this labor for cheap. If we got to pay an American worker $15 an hour, we can pay a Chinese worker the equivalent in American dollars, $5 an hour, and they'll be completely happy. They'll be, you see what I'm saying? So that's why the businesses start going to China. You know, I'm saying if you GE, you got a plant in China, you got Chinese workers, and you got a Chinese consumer base. It makes a whole lot of sense. Well, this is what China did. China said, okay, y'all American businesses, y'all American companies, come on. You know, you guys know China is a communist country. I don't care how many of us want to think of China as a democracy, and I don't care how much Xi acts like he's President Obama or he's some great kind of European leader. Do not get it twisted for one cotton-picking minute, and don't get it confused. The Chinese are as communist as the Russians, or as communist as the North Koreans, or as communist as the Iranians. Same kind of nation. But what that communist nation did is they said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Well, all these businesses come into our country, we will allow America, we will allow the Europeans, we will allow anyone in the world. Good morning, Chad. I'm sorry I just seen that. Good morning. We'll allow all of you guys to come to our country. But what we're going to do, we're going to put some of our government inspectors inside your businesses, and we're going to start stealing your businesses and start stealing your business ideas. I promise you, when Tesla went to work, when Elon opened them plants in China, you know China is one of the largest producers of EVs in the world now. You know China just signed a deal with Canada on EVs. If not, China might be the largest producer of EVs in the world. When Tesla and those other companies went to China because they want the cheap labor, they want the cheap goods, they want a large consumer base, what the Chinese did is they stole their ideas. Yeah, that's what the Chinese government. See, the American businesses never have to worry about that in the United States, because I'm saying the American businesses are not competing with the American government. You know, it's just a different thing. But in China, though, the government, because it's a communist nation and they have a grip on business, they have a grip on everything going on in the nation. Well, what the Chinese government did is they started stealing ideas. So they stole all of GE's intellectual property. They stole all the American business. And so what they did is China would reproduce a cheap version. So if Tesla, this is just an example, okay? I'm just getting y'all to a place of thought before I start litigating my case and doing a live stream. So Tesla, y'all, so say Tesla, they go to China. And the Chinese say, oh, Tesla, come on, you can come. And they up in there and they hiring Chinese people, helping booming the Chinese economy, giving the Chinese jobs, good paying jobs in China, okay? In return, Elon gets cheap labor. He has a large market to sell his product to. You understand that? But what the Chinese do is they steal all of his intellectual property, meaning they stealing the technology, the ideas, the know-how of how to build EVs. And that's what they did. They started building EVs. With this scheme, China pulled over 300 to 400 million of their residents out of poverty. It's unbelievable. Like for one of the, I haven't researched this, I haven't looked it up, but it has to be. It has to be. You looking at over pretty much all the people that live in America right now, China pulled them out of poverty. You guys know they got about 1.4 billion people. It's unbelievable, man. And they did that by stealing ideas from people. That's just facts. I don't care what nobody say. Look, you could say across the history of mankind that has happened. You know, you come in and you pillage the land, you steal the land, you steal the goods, yeah, that does happen. With military force, yeah, that does happen. But what I'm saying is the Chinese, due to the American businesses, their greed, due to the greed of the European businesses, due to the greed of these business owners who's looking at China and saying, hey, that's a large market. We're going to take jobs from Americans and we're going to give them to the Chinese because it helps the bottom line of one person. And I'm saying all that happened is the billionaires, all of the American businesses could pat themselves on the back and credit themselves for building. Look, this is what was happening. When those businesses were over there, this was happening in the 80s. It really started in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Them businesses over there, they were complaining to U.S. presidents. I think it started, I remember that Bill Clinton talking about it this. The businesses, they started complaining. American businesses are complaining to Bill Clinton saying, hey, the Chinese are stealing our intellectual property. But they stayed over there and let them steal it because they want that almighty green dollar. We could go to China, we could take our businesses to China and we'll become a billionaire. But in return, the Chinese are stealing your ideas and they making a cheaper product of what you making. And they using that money to pull their people out of poverty. The reason why China got powerful and Iran is strong, but they not as powerful as they were because the Chinese using their money that they made, Iran making their money from oil, China making their money from stealing people's ideas and stealing people's intellectual property, but China used that money to pull their citizens out of poverty. I want to talk good on China for just a second. In comparison to the United States, how the Chinese, when they first heard of artificial intelligence, and when they realized that artificial intelligence was going to become something, how the Chinese invested $1 trillion way back when to integrate that artificial intelligence into their buildings, into their society. They don't just have cars driving around by themselves like we do in America. They got them everywhere. But I'm saying they got RoboCops. In China, they have, listen, let me see. Let me show you something. You see where that bus, that terminal is right there, where you sit there and you waiting for the bus right there, right? You see that thing? They got things in China that's about that size, but they're vending machines. And what happens is you go, or no humans nowhere around. You go order your food, hot food, a full meal, a Waffle House comparison. And I'm saying they have drones to come deliver your food right there at that little spot. You could get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It don't matter what the time. You could go to a vending machine with no humans and order hot food. Good morning, David. That's what's going on in China. They invested trillions to integrate AI into their society. They got facial recognition everywhere. They know where you at all times. It's a police state. America don't want to become police state, but China is. They're communists, so they don't care. So maybe that's why they integrated the AI into their society first, but they started doing that. I just want to make the point that the Chinese have been spending since the 80s. In 1980, the USSR fell, and the United States rose as the solid superpower in the entire world. Meanwhile, since the 80s, the Chinese were stealing people's business ideas and using that money to pull 400 million people out of poverty. When you get into the 90s, they still doing that. What is America doing? Starting in 1990, the United States of America starts borrowing $8 or $9 trillion since 1990 to fight wars in the Middle East. Imagine being a great nation. Imagine being a great power. And then while your competitors, this is where if America lose this race, this is when you lost this race, while your competitors is spending only $1, $2, $3 trillion. They don't have the money you do. You taking $8, $9 trillion to go. What if America takes that money and just make America even greater? America's already great. Go shit, make it even greater. Let's make our buildings more modern. Let's make our roads, but we didn't do that. China did do that. Let's fast forward to 2000. China's still building. It's not like America don't know. It's not like we don't hear President Obama talk about China. It's not like we didn't hear President Trump talk about China. It's not like we didn't hear President Bush talk about China or President Biden. America, we aware of what they're doing. But I'm saying this since the 80s, y'all. This 2025, you looking at 50 years of China spending and investing in their nation. And slowly but surely, in part due to Putin and Russia going to Ukraine and utterly failing, the Chinese slowly rose to the second power in the world. Not only is their military the second power in the world, their economy is as well. Second, it's number two though. People always try to compare China with the United States. We're not talking about that this morning. We're going to talk about Xi and his aspirations to unite Taiwan with the Chinese homeland, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. I will compare the United States and China because their economy is big, their economy is strong. Do remember, America after the 50s, America is the industrial power in the world. Remember President Trump talk about bringing the factories back in Detroit and all that? You know what I'm saying? That's what America was. China is that now. China is the industrial power in the world. Now, we as Americans, the richer we became, when you listen, let's say you a hardworking man, you make about, like I did, I work at Tesla, I make about 26 an hour. Or you know what I'm saying? Average it all in, overtime and everything, about 26 or so an hour. Work about 50 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? So you a hardworking man, you making good money and everything like that. You know, and I'm saying, say if you get $1 million, you feel what I'm saying? You still think you're gonna be going and showing up at work? Say if I gave you 20 million, will you still be going to work? Say if they gave you 100 million. You feel what I'm saying? If you got $100 million, you know you ain't going to work no more. You're not going to become a producer. You're going to become a consumer. So the thought process is, the richer America got, we were destined to move away from being a producer to being consumers, because that's what most rich people are. Not really though, if you think about it. Because Elon and them are producers, but I don't want to talk about that. All I want to talk about is China has become an industrial power. And even though they are an industrial power, their economy is still about half the size of the United States. And I want to break that down for you. Because in China, they got about 1.4 billion people, and the United States got 340 million people. So China is it's roughly 4.5 times the size of the United States. What that means is, we talking about population, not land-wise now. What that means is, for every person in America, it's about 4.5 people in China, population-wise. So if this is a city of 10 million, that means the largest city in China, equivalent to New York City, will have about 45 million people. You see what I'm saying? They got it's a lot more crowded over there than it is over here, but yet still they got half, their government got half the money. I want to put that in your mind. Y'all look at China like they're really close to America. Look at their GDP. Look at their spending. This is China's moment as an industrial superpower who's trying to become the true power in the world. Trust me, we're going to talk about that. That's China's active goals. They never stop. They've been trying to undermine the United States from day one. So going from an industrial superpower to trying to be a whole power in the world, that's their goals, that's their attempts, and we understand that, and us knowing that. And like I said, over the 40 years trying to stop or avoid that, but even though their economy is close to ours, it's about half of what ours is. And they still got 4.5 times the people that we have. Imagine if you got a family of 4. This is what I'm trying to get you to see. You got a family of 4 and we making $100,000 a year. Well, they got a family of 16 and they making $50,000 a year. They got more money than the United Kingdom, but their citizens aren't living better than the citizens in the United Kingdom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, In China, the average Chinese person, 700 Chinese yen is 166 US dollars. That's giving you everything you need to know. You say, hey, I'm gonna move to China. I'm finna go work in China. And you make $700 in a week and come back to America, that's only 166 US dollars. Those Chinese yen don't. So even though their economy, they got money, their government, their GDP is only half of what ours is. It's not as like what America is. The difference, they don't have a $40 trillion debt. But we're not trying to compare them, and we're not trying to compare to the United States. What we gonna move on to, because I spent that first 20 minutes telling you what I told you, because it's gonna be relevant to what I'm finna get to right now, okay? So what we finna move on to is we finna move on to your boy Xi, the Chinese leader. He said he had ambitions to join Taiwan to the Chinese homeland in 2027. Nah, by 2027, I ain't checked my watch yet, but I know it's August. And we not just in the middle of August, it's August 21st, so you got a few days to September. So let's just look at September 1st, October, November, December, bro, we ain't got that long to 2025. I'm just saying, if I was a strategist, and I was speaking for the Chinese, when is a better time to go attack Taiwan? When is America at its weakest? I believe America is stretched thin right now with our war. Saying you know about the American munitions. You heard about the overusage, I believe, of American munitions in Iran. So our Patriot missiles are down. Our stockpile of Patriot missiles is at a critically low place. The reason why that's important, I want to tell you a story real quick. I'm going to get back to what Xi and his ambitions in Taiwan, and then we're going to break it down why he's going to fail. Look, so our stockpile is low. This is why it's important. I think, was this in Jordan? Was it in Jordan or was it in Kuwait? It was in one of those nations. The Iranians, they fired 10 missiles. The Americans shot down every last one of those missiles with a Patriot missile but one. Only one ballistic missile got through. That ballistic missile killed 3 American troops and injured 100. So I'm saying, if you don't, it's like a bulletproof vest. Those Patriot missiles is like a bulletproof vest. If you don't have the bulletproof vest, one of them bullets gonna get through. And what I'm saying, the Iranians, their strategy has to be to exhaust the Americans of the Patriot missiles. That's why I don't want to stop fighting. I want to keep fighting, because I know I got more cheaper missiles, and I could keep shooting them and make you expend those expensive Patriot missiles, and you don't have that many left. I'm going to just keep firing till your bulletproof vest is no good. And then when I start firing, them shots going to mean a whole lot. That has to be their goal, but I'm saying America has lower munitions, and as well, we got 2 aircraft carriers. Even though they're in Asia, they have an assignment in Iran to where we wouldn't leave Iran. And here's the kicker. You hear President Trump always saying him and Xi are friends. I don't know why he's saying that, because Xi doesn't look at American or President Trump as a friend. I do know why he's saying that, but I'm just saying that. All I'm trying to tell you is this. If I was Xi, looking at the map, looking at the situation, looking how 74% of Americans are against the war, looking at President Trump and how unpopular he is in America, when President Trump went over there and met with Xi, Xi said at that time, if a conflict with Taiwan break out and it's mismanaged, then that could be dangerous. He was hitting at President Trump. What's a better time than to get at Taiwan than right now? Maybe that's why you keep America tied up with Iran. You don't want America to free themselves of the situation with Iran. And if I'm Xi, I'm finna go and check China, you got America's undivided attention. They don't want to do that. See what happened with America when you got the American intelligence undivided attention. You got the American military undivided attention. He see what happened with Putin in Ukraine. Because the Americans are going to be helping the Taiwanese. Don't get that confused. I don't. And Chi know that. You know how Chi know that? Chi think that the Americans are going to help them militarily. You know why he think that? Because he had a replica American battleship built in his desert a few weeks ago, and they out there, drones and everything, practicing, having live drills. So if Chi says 5-10 years ago he got ambitions to join Taiwan to the Chinese mainland by 2027, and in the summer of 2026, he done built the American replica ship out in the desert, and he out there practicing, what you think the next move is? I'm saying, come on, y'all, let's be real. I'm saying the man said himself, guys, if y'all don't know, Taiwan is very important to the production of semiconductors. If Chi controls Taiwan, if he wanted to, he could shut down Silicon Valley. That's all you need to know. A semiconductor, almost in everything you use, semiconductors, especially electronics, semiconductors are important. It's not like we can't get them from nowhere else, but Taiwan specializes in certain forms and types of semiconductor. I want to keep this as simple as possible so you can understand. See, when you start getting into the intricate details, it's like you'll get distracted off of the logic and the reason. I don't want to become a professor and give y'all lectures on semiconductors, because we just talking about whether China will be successful in Taiwan, because I'm telling you that they will fail just like Putin failed in Ukraine. And I don't care, someone like President Trump, who doesn't understand modern warfare. I think we can all agree that President Trump does not understand modern warfare or any kind of warfare. That's not hating on him. That has nothing to do with what's going on in Iran. That's just because President Trump is a business president and he just don't understand it. President Trump one time looked at a map and he looked at Russia and he pointed at Ukraine and he put an apple on the desk. So the desk is Russia and the apple is Ukraine. So he's thinking easily that Russia's going to defeat Ukraine, but that's not what's happening. And what I'm telling you, y'all can look at Taiwan and y'all can see how little Taiwan is. So you automatically assume that China will defeat Taiwan in the battle. But I'm trying to tell you today, that is not what's going to happen. I don't care what you're seeing on TV. Listen, y'all thought that Putin wouldn't have no problems whatsoever in Ukraine. Ain't none of y'all would have predicted that. We had the Russian military ranked #2 in the world behind the Putin's military ain't as strong as you think, man. They really not. And we had to see that. We have to realize we've come to see that. And what we trying to tell you, or what I'm trying to tell you today, is China's military is largely untested. That's number one. That's number one. Largely untested. Let's get to the news, guys. You thinking about invading Taiwan. What is invading Taiwan similar to? Invading Taiwan would be similar to how the Americans in Normandy. Y'all heard of Normandy? Y'all know a little bit about history. D-Day. How the Americans were so successful in D-Day in invading Normandy. So there's a strait between China and Taiwan. So it will be a coastal affair. It will have to be a Navy. Look, I don't understand why the Chinese, they got an American battleship and they're practicing with American battleship. I do understand that because it's going to be a naval affair. That's how it's going to start. So guys, 3 things that have not been done in modern warfare. China will have to do all 3 of these things to be successful in Taiwan. Okay, let's break it down. An amphibious landing against a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat. Taiwan has money. They have a lot of missiles. They have a lot of anti-aircraft missiles, anti-ship missiles. So what they're saying is China's going to have to come into heavy bombardment of artillery and fire. Imagine you coming in on ships This has never happened in modern warfare. We could go back to World War II. You could go back to Normandy. I'm trying to tell you, this Chinese, they're going to have to do what the American military did in D-Day, and I don't believe, and we knowing that China is gonna not be able to accomplish this. It's just not gonna happen. A landing against a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat. When China come, I'm telling you, when the Chinese start mobilizing to come to Taiwan, they're going to be under constant fire. This is something that's not figured into this analysis as well. The Taiwanese, they have drones. If I'm not mistaken, the Taiwanese have been trained by the Ukrainians in using drone warfare. And they got a whole bunch of drones, because what Zelensky's strategy was against Russia, that's what Taiwan's strategy is going to be against Taiwan, against China. And that's just the bottom line. The strong drone warfare, 10,000%. You can expect drones. You can expect thousands of drones. And a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat. In modern history, no nation has been able to do that. To land against a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat as they're taking over a nation. Number two, a large-scale airborne drop against modern air defenses. That means that the Chinese airborne forces will have to drop into Taiwan, and then Taiwan has modern air defenses. Man, the Americans have been working with the Taiwanese. They've been preparing for this for years. Just like the Iranians have been preparing for America for years, the Taiwanese have been preparing for this for years. I don't know how Zelensky wasn't prepared for Putin, because he's seen the buildup. You know what I'm saying? Russia had used a knockoff military to take over Crimea. That's what I call it, a knockoff military. They weren't wearing insignias. They might have been military contractors, but they were acting under Putin's orders. They probably just Russian military. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying, this is a different situation. We heard Xi when he said he had goals and ambitions. And we understand how important those semiconductors in the race for artificial intelligence. There's an economic war, a Cold War between the United States and the West. You know, President Trump and JD went over there and they woke up the Europeans, so it'll be the United States and the Europeans against the West instead of just America against the West. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, in this situation, we hadn't seen the Chinese military in action, but what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to large-scale airborne drop against a whole bunch of missiles, a whole bunch of bullets, and a whole bunch of drones. It has never been done before, not successfully. Never been done in modern warfare. And the third thing they're going to have to do is an opposed air assault at extended range. Never been done before. Not in modern. They're going to have to do all three of these things in one invasion of Taiwan. China is doomed to fail in an invasion of Taiwan. Let me tell you, be the first to tell you. Let me tell you this. If Xi thought that he could take Taiwan, I believe that he would have already jumped for it. I think he's going to jump for it. It's a lot of y'all who's thinking that Taiwan, Xi is not going to do that. And you thought that about Russia and Putin. Xi is going at Taiwan. It will happen. All y'all wishful thinkers better get your head out your rear end, because it's coming. That man's not spending them he's not spending them billions of dollars building that military up. He just not ready yet. He really ain't never gonna be ready, because he's not gonna be successful. We have the strongest military in the world, and you see the difficulties we're having in Iran. It's not like America don't have great soldiers or great troops. It's just that the modern battle warfare, it has changed. And I'm saying, even if we don't look at a modern battle warfare, ain't no nation in modern time had an amphibious landing against a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat. Why you think China will? Ain't no nation's done that. Chinese military is largely unproven. What conflict has China been in since the 90s. 30 years your military out there drills. Imagine if the New York Knicks, if they practiced the last 30 years, but they never played live action in a game. It don't matter, you could practice for 100 years. But when you get on that court and you're not playing against your teammate, you playing against the Boston Celtics, and they don't have no interest in you getting no kind of win, the Taiwanese, they will be prepared. Just like the Ukrainians were prepared, and the Ukrainians have shocked the world of military experts standing up to Putin. What has Putin lost? Putin lost over 500,000 troops. When Russia started that invasion of Ukraine, they had over 500,000 active troops. He lost almost all of them. These are ground troops. 500,000. 70 to 90% of them have been killed by drones. Research what I'm saying if you don't think I know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? And Putin's military has a whole lot of experience. Putin's military got a whole lot more experience at war than the Chinese do since the 80s. A whole lot more experience. Look how high we thought of the Russians and how scared it seemed like people and we were of the Russians. And look at Putin's military without a nuclear weapon. Putin is a third world. Bro, you go over there and pee on them, bro. Are you serious? I'm saying the same. Vladimir gets out there and he giving a speech. The Americans have disrupted the world order. So there needs to be a bilateral or trilateral powers in the world. So Putin giving this grandioso speech, and then he starts his aggression. He didn't want to, get America riled up, get back in the Cold War. He just nitpicking little by little, and then he gonna try a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. So what happens is he in the same, I guess President Trump with Maduro, he just got to show you this is how this is done, Russia. This is how you snatch a president from a presidential mansion, because y'all were this close to doing it. But instead of accomplishing, you ended up in a 5-year conflict with in a situation that should have been resolved. What I'm trying to tell you is China will suffer the same fate with Taiwan. They will suffer the same fate. If I could speak to Xi directly, I would tell you, Xi, this is where your power diminishes. Just like Vladimir, Xi, this is where your power diminishes. Xi, all you got to do is make that move. This is where the Chinese empire dies. Right here. This is where China dies. This is where all the Chinese and all the hoopla and President Obama and President Bush and President President Biden and President Trump. This is where the Chinese empire dies. Right here. I don't care what none of y'all say. You ain't gotta believe me. If I was on this live stream, and if I would have looked at a map, and if I would have listened to some military experts, and if I would have analyzed it, I would have told you this is where Putin and all that hoopla, this is where you die at. This is where you die. In Ukraine. Y'all remember the Cold War? Yeah. Y'all remember the Vietnam War? Yeah. Y'all remember the North Korean War? Yeah. This is where Putin lay down. It's night time, Vladimir. You ain't got no chance of victory. Zero. It's night time. Well, what I'm telling you, Chi, when you get the courage, this is where you go to sleep at. Because I'm telling you, there's one thing that the Americans could do. They could go support another country against you and hold you off for decades. America has done that, very good at doing that. That's why instead of fighting Iran, Bibi got beef with Iran. Bibi Ben had beef with Iran. So instead of fighting them, they had a 12-day war that was going on. You got 25,000 targets in Iran. You got, hey, Bibi, you want to go fight Iran? You want smoke with Iran? Well, here go 25,000 targets. Go hit these. And when you finish hitting them targets, I'm going to make y'all stop fighting. He could have got Israel to do all that work for him, and the strait would still be open. You see what I'm saying? That's what I believe in. That's what President Biden was doing. He could say whatever he wants to. Let BB fight that war and we support you. Let Ukraine fight that war and we support you. Let Taiwan fight that war and we support you. But this is where the Taiwanese take their stand, and this is where night time. Listen, this is what I'm telling you. It's so frightening. It's so frightening. It's like a shootout of three great powers. And God got them all turning the guns on themselves at the same time. And what I believe, all three of the world's powers are going to drop at the same time, because they all want to fight wars that they can't win. Think about this. Who the first person telling you this? Russia is losing and will lose that war. They the number 2 power. America is looking like they gonna lose that war. They the number 1 power. And China, so China thinking that, hey, look, Putin having trouble. He's saying America having trouble. So Xi's saying, hey, I'm finna go in Taiwan and we gonna be number 1. Xi, that's not what's finna happen. You gonna drop too. God told me to come tell y'all that this morning. China, America, and Russia, all of them losing. Hey, who else telling y'all this? You ain't hearing this from nobody else. There's going to be a re-emergence on the world stage of some powers. And Germany is going to be one of those countries that re-emerge in the next 15, 20 years as a world power. And according to the Bible, one of those countries is going to be in the Middle East too. So it's going to be Iraq or Iran. Listen, what I'm saying is President Trump has put the Mullah regime in a position to take over Asia, baby. Ain't nobody gonna tell you this. They can't see down the street. Let me show you some. Y'all see where them white trucks are? That's as far as most people could see. That's as far as most experts. They can't see that past that bus. But let's look past it. You see them cars? That's where I could see it. I see what's coming down the street. All you could see is to that bus. I could see what's coming down the street. I'm telling you what's coming. Doomed to fail. He said big countries will never clash. Yes, they do clash. They clash through proxies. That's what they do. They clash through proxies. We fought the Russians over and over and over in Vietnam. We fought communists in North Korea. We just fight them through proxies, David. They call it Cold Wars. You see what I'm saying? So we fighting. Listen, the Russians are supporting Iran. They're supporting the Iranians. Putin giving them weapons and everything. He helping them. That's the same thing we did to Ukraine. We spent over $350 million making sure Putin lose that war. I don't care what President Trump said. It had to happen. President Trump don't understand foreign policy and in no kind of politics. We could see that. It had to happen. Putin has to lose. He has to lose. He has to lose. That's your biggest eye. What, you want to speak Russian? That's your biggest eye. We've been fighting the USSR since after World War II. He has to lose. Xi is going to Taiwan and he gonna fail too. You gotta lose. All y'all across the board, y'all. Xi, you cannot. So we gonna let Xi go over and take over Taiwan. We losing in Iran or having problems in Iran. Putin, he can't get Ukraine. So Xi gonna take over. Nah, that ain't happening. Xi, you gonna fall too. Guys, in modern warfare, an amphibious landing against a credible coastal anti-ship missile threat, it has never been accomplished. China has to accomplish that. In modern warfare, attempt after attempt after attempt, it has never been accomplished. China got to do that. Those kind of things that never been accomplished, like what happened in Normandy, what happened in D-Day, you know the country that accomplished it? The United States. So say that you gotta go snatch a president from a presidential mansion. Russia tries to do it, they fail. You know who's successful? The United States. If the Chinese military try to do it, they're gonna fall. They're gonna fail. It has never been done. Another thing that has never been done, a large-scale airborne drop against modern air defenses. The Taiwanese, they gonna be waiting on you. They got missiles already in the air. They got drones in the air. They see you coming. They see them Chinese, and the Americans are helping them. They got satellites. They watching you, doomed to fail. You got to do two things that has never been accomplished in modern warfare. And the third, you got to oppose air assault at extended range. China has to do all three of these things that has never, not one of them has been accomplished by no nation in modern warfare. China got to do all of three of these things. They are doomed to fail. It's no way in the world we can have a president that don't believe that we could stand up against them and try to be their homies. Because that's what Joe Biden did. He stood up against Russia, and Putin falling. He's failing. You ain't got to beat a dude homie if you gonna beat him. Joe Biden wasn't trying to be his friends. I'm finna beat you. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'ma beat you. And Chi, I'm not trying to be your friend. You go to Taiwan, you gonna drop on your nose. You failing. You gonna fall. And America, unfortunately, due to some incompetence and leadership, it looks like we gonna fail in Iran too. All three world powers, the biggest three world powers, they all within 10 years gonna lose a war. Listen, this is what I'm saying. A lot of people saying that what we seeing develop, once China attacks Taiwan, that's World War III started. If Russia is still fighting Ukraine, America is fighting Iran, and China attacks Taiwan, that's the three biggest powers in the world. How is that not World War III? Ain't nobody gonna get up and say, hey y'all, World War III is started. Hey, we gonna get the Americans, the Chinese, and the Russians to come together and tell the world that we have started World War III. No one gonna announce it, bro. History just gonna look back at it like that. You get in the Gulf states, if the more nations get involved in this, the closer you gonna get to World War III. And what I'm saying is the East, y'all are not ready. Y'all are not ready. Y'all are not ready. What power in the East is ready? Russia not ready. China ain't ready either, bro. I'm trying to tell you, you're not ready to rule the world. You're not ready to be America. You think you are. Period. You're not ready. Chi know he not ready. If I had a microphone in Chi's face right now, the reason why you hadn't went in and attacked Taiwan at a time where the United States military is most vulnerable is because you know you're not ready, and he knows that China is doomed to fail. It's a bunch of hoopla and propaganda and smoke. It's the same third world military. It's just they done stole American intelligence. Deep fake. It's deep fake. It's trash. Listen, the Chinese selling F-35 equivalent jets, to the Vietnamese. Them planes were falling out the sky, bro. I put that on my mama. Go research it. The Vietnamese turned around, they terminated their contract with the Chinese, and they went and got them real F-35s, boy. The Chinese, all that AI, that's deep fake. It's trash, bro. It's garbage. Y'all know that the products from China, bro, you know it's trash. You doomed to fail, Chi. You can look as pretty as you want. You ain't fought no war. The average Chinese citizen making 166 US dollars. It's been 40 years, 50 years of a lot of hoopla, and Chi, when you decide to take over Taiwan, is gonna be the beginning of your end. You are doomed to fail. China will never rule this world, not this world. They have in the past, they will not again. Not in my lifetime, it's not happening. It appears that. Look, Chi all happy. He see America, he like, man, listen, I seen what they did to my partner Putin in Ukraine. So he's saying the worst thing that President Trump could do is what he did. Because all America has to do is be patient, and she gonna try to do that in Taiwan, and we could slap him in the mouth too. So we just slapped Russia down, and we just slapped China down, and then now, America is back unipower, the unilateral power in the world. Or when the other powers rise, it's gonna be Germany. You know what I'm saying? And another European nation. Instead, what President Trump does is, yeah, we tore down the Russians, and yeah, we gonna tear down the Chinese, but you know what he do instead? He gonna give power to the Iranians. If Iran control that strait, they gonna end up the most powerful nation in Asia. Y'all can't even see that coming. Muslims ruling Asia. Putin and Russia, they've been the top dogs in Asia for decades. Can you see it coming? The Muslims finna have their turn. I know they have before, but I'm saying it's coming back. It's coming back. Because China, you doomed to fail. Russia, you have failed already. And what I'm trying to tell you is President Trump, he's decided to give Iran to have an opportunity to have unprecedented power. He's giving Iran the opportunity for unprecedented power. If Iran stands up to the strongest military in the world, the second strongest military in the world falls, and the third falls, then guess what? Iran is gonna be them people in Asia. They might not be in Europe, might not be in America, but they will in Asia. We see Germany's economy #3 in the world. President Trump went over there and said, hey, we tired of protecting y'all, build up. So you know what Germany's doing? They building their military. So Germany's got the money. Germany's gonna have the weapons. Germany is about to become a superpower. You ain't heard that nowhere else. Ain't nobody else saying that. Ain't nobody else talking about that. But I'm telling you that because I know that for a fact. Germany is about to become a superpower in the world. Yeah, remember I told you that first. Ain't nobody else told you that first. I told you that. You gonna hear reported on Fox and CNN, and then y'all gonna say, hey, yeah, nah, Ghost said it first. Ghost told us in 2026 in August that Germany finna be a superpower in the world. Give it 15 years. Putin gonna have to rebuild his military. The Chinese, they gonna fail in Taiwan. The Iranians gonna get a whole bunch of money out of any kind of deal coming, and they gonna control the strait. So y'all put that all together in the pot, stir it up, and in 15, 20 years, tell me who got the chance to be the most powerful nation in Asia. China's still gonna be big. They still gone, but they gonna get embarrassed. That's what happened to Putin. Putin is in the middle of getting embarrassed by the Europeans and the Ukrainians. Because before that conflict started, I can't talk to any of y'all, all of y'all thinking Russia is something that we see that they was not. And it's the same thing finna happen to China. They gotta do 3 things, and ain't one of the 3 things been accomplished in modern warfare, and they gotta do all 3 of them in one. China doomed to fail, bro. They gonna look just like Russia. It's not about to happen, y'all. You gotta say good morning to the gorgeous ladies, bro. But I just want to let y'all know it's not about to happen, bro. Yeah, I do that, bro. If I see one, bro, it don't matter if she gorgeous or not. I'm just gonna be nice to people. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a good guy. Be the good guy, man. But that is still blacken your jaw. Blacken your jaw. Blacken your eye and break that jaw, boy. I'll bust that jaw. Yeah, I'm on my American patriot today, boy. China, Chi, you doomed to fail. Let's see. Somebody says China got all the straps. No, the United States got all the straps. China got guns that will misfire when they shoot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, the China military, their weapons are kind of like a high point gun. And the American military, their weapons is like that 9mm. You know what I'm saying? That Smith & Wesson. America got the best weapons in the world. Ask the Chinese know that. The Chinese and every other nation in the world have mimicked an American-style made weapon. Every other nation. You see the Iranians with the Shahed drones, and you say, hey, American made, the United States made the Reaper, which is basically made off the Shahed. What you got to understand, the United States has been using drones. They were using drones back in 2008. So really, in actuality, everything you see these nations doing in the world, 90% of it come from the United States. China, you doomed to fail. Chi, you doomed to fail. Chi, you gonna get embarrassed if you go to Taiwan, baby. It's not happening. Big Ghostwriter, the one to tell you first, Chi, don't do it. Chi is, if you want to keep your respect on the world stage and you want to make China look like they really, please do not do what Russia did, because if you try what Russia did, you're going to get the same results that Putin got. You're going to be 5 years trying to win a conflict that should have took you 7 days. You are doomed to fail. It's not happening. Not in my lifetime. It will not happen. If America cannot, if we can't get the best of Iran, it's not going to happen, bro. That's bottom line, period. A 100 million casualties and China's still doing okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Your government is hiring casualties of soldiers in the Middle East. That's probably true. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. The government hiring casualties in the Middle East of soldiers. I would not be surprised. You know what I'm saying? The government tried to lie to us about the death of Renee Good and Ellis Peretti before our own eyes. It benefits them to hire casualties in the Middle East. Why wouldn't they lie? That's what we talk about all the time. So I'm saying, why wouldn't they tell a lie? I wouldn't be surprised if they lying. You aware of the propaganda from all kind of governments all over the world. America is not immune to propaganda. Yeah, they got the Iranians, yeah, and the Americans, especially under President Trump, got their own propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Especially under President Trump, Americans are full of propaganda as well. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Someone says dying for Israel. It's not dying for Israel. I'm saying y'all all talk like the Israelis don't have the right to defend and protect themselves. That's the stupidest thing I heard in their life. You all talk like Benjamin Netanyahu is not supposed to come to America and try to. Every nation on earth that's smart. Lobby the Americans. That's what you're supposed to do. But for some reason, y'all got a problem with Benjamin or Israel. It's not Benjamin or Israel. It's the United States and the American politicians. Stop talking about Benjamin or Israel. Start talking about AIPAC and just like the progressives are doing. Talk about the politicians who are taking money from the Israeli lobbyists. Don't get on Benjamin or Israel. What are we supposed to do? You're supposed to pick the mullah regime side over the Israelis? That's ludicrous. It's not time for us to do that. We just need to cut the corruption. It ain't just corruption with Bibi Netanyahu. We got corruption in America with our president and our government. You talking about the corruption with the Israelis? What about the corruption in America with our government and our people? Cut all the corruption. I'm not political. You know what I'm saying? We fighting corruption. I ain't got nothing to get. Listen, ain't no person from Israel ever did anything to me. If I ask you, you can't name me 5 people you personally know that are from Israel. Name me 5 Jews. I hear people hate on the Jews all the time, and the only Jews you know are the ones in America. You don't know nobody in Israel, boy. You don't know nobody in Jerusalem. How many people you know in Tel Aviv? You ain't never been to Tel Aviv before. You ain't never met one person in Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv is a gorgeous city with beaches and everything. A gorgeous modern city. You don't know nobody from Israel. I'm not going to hate on people that I don't know. Just off of something that I heard on the news or something, I'm thinking President Trump shouldn't have listened to BB. BB made that same pitch to 7, 8 presidents and only one bought it. So that one president need to be for buying it. Not, well, what's that got to do with it? That ain't got nothing to do. It's just you just don't need to elect politicians corrupt. That's what it is. Fight the corruption. Don't try to single out a race of people or a group of people. Fight the corruption. That's like regime change. Don't go try to take over the whole nation. Fight the terrorists. P. Diddy, he ain't taking nothing from me, boy. Hey, PD's victim said he's innocent. Nah, I don't know about Tukas. Oh, you said PD's victim said he's innocent. They probably did. You know what I'm saying? They probably did, but listen. I don't know how we get on that, not trying to change the subject. They probably did say he innocent, but what I'm trying to say is that he did do some things that were sexually immoral, a lot of them. And I think what he will do when he come out of jail, if he got the right legal team and the right people around him, he gonna take ownership of the things that he did that was sexually immoral. That's what Diddy needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Just bottom line, just take ownership when you wrong. They know what you did was wrong, bro. You did all kind of immorality. You know what I'm saying? Using drugs on women and stuff. Them trying to say he was John Gotti. They charging him with a John Gotti kind of charge. I knew that was nonsense and stupid. That's dumb. The man ain't John Gotti. He doing what every other person in Hollywood is doing. But I'm saying if you're doing some sexually immoral stuff, you just need to change it. That's all it is. You need to stop doing it. Just fix it. Whatever problem is there, just fix it. Just get it better. Just get it right. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing stuff that's not right, just start doing the stuff that's right. It's just simple, man. It's easy. Someone says Diddy did it. I mean, he got convicted, 4 years in jail. He'll be home, man. You know what I'm saying? Change his life. Try to put the stuff behind him. Anybody, listen, God wants you, and I am a Christian, most of y'all know, God wants you to ask for forgiveness of your wrong. He wants you to change and be a better person. He wants you to work for the goodness. He wants you to work for light. He wants you to work for the kingdom. You either work it for the kingdom or you work it for darkness. And that's all it is to it, man. So he just need to straighten up and get some things better, man. The USA is on top of the military complexes. We have the weapons to rule any war. We will overcome against any military. We are superior. Our Navy, our Air Force, and our Marines can't lose, period. We don't need that attitude that we cannot lose. We don't need that attitude. You see what I'm saying? We don't. You got to stay humble in these wars, and you got to make wise decisions, and you got to listen to your intelligence community and your military commanders. Those are the things you have to do. If there's something that you don't know how to do, instead of acting like you on a TV show and want to be looked at like you Napoleon, you need to hire the experts who knows how to do the job and let them get the job done. That's the difference with President Obama. Being a president isn't about being like, it's like President Trump trying to be like Putin, Xi, and Kim Jong-un. It's like he trying to be like them. But you can't do that in America because you cannot consolidate that type of power in America. So you're going to go to Iran and instead you're going to look like an idiot. I'm saying you're going to look worse than any other U.S. president because you can't be Xi. You cannot be Kim Jong-un and you cannot be Putin in America. That's not specific to President Trump. That's not hating on President Trump. That's for any politician. It's not set up for you to have that kind of power. That's just what I'm trying to tell you. Does R. Kelly deserve forgiveness and freedom too? Listen, when somebody commit a crime, that's a great question. When somebody commit a crime, they pay the payment for the crime. Period. Whatever the payment is, sometimes penalties are too harsh. But what I'm saying is listen, if I was judging what R. Kelly did, whatever the system gave him, I think anything over 10 years would be too harsh. On his 9th year of serving in prison, that last year, I will have him to go through some kind of sexual rehabilitation for 12 months. After that 12 months, he then did 10 years of time. We'll put him back out under the world under supervision for about 3 years. We'll watch him hard for that first year, and if he keep doing right, we'll back it off, and then let him go. You got to give him a second chance. If he make the same mistakes again, then you throw him away. Don't let him out no more. But I'm saying you got to give everybody another chance, man. Everybody another chance. Let's see. Amarek says, well, you can, but you can't do evil either. I'm saying, you know, everybody does good and everybody does evil. Everybody does evil. Listen, let me tell you something. A holy God created evil. You want me to say it one more time for you? A holy God created evil. A holy God created evil. So you're not holy, right? How are you going to completely avoid evil? It don't make no sense. Everybody's gonna do things that's wrong. Everybody's gonna do something that you might say is evil or is bad or is anything. But even if they do it, you gotta be able to give them a chance to free. Listen, P. Diddy 50 something, he was doing stuff for a long time, but you gotta have the knowledge and wisdom to know that almost everybody in Hollywood doing the same thing. So I'm saying, why doesn't he deserve forgiveness or a second chance? Why not? Why R. Kelly don't? I'm saying it don't make no sense. It don't to me. It makes absolutely no sense. Let's see. That says that the Democrat, bro. I'm talking about. I think the Democrats are gonna win bigger in a way that you have not seen in a long time in politics in November. Real talk. I think these midterm elections, bro, they gonna win in a way that you hadn't seen in a very, very, very long time. I really believe that. I believe they're gonna win all kind of states. Every kind of loss that they suffered. Every kind of loss that they suffered in 2024, they're gonna gain that back and some. All of it. And that's factual. It's not what I think, bro. I laid out my case over and over and over and over while Hey, Papa Bear says he enjoys talking to me. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate that, man. What I need you guys to do, if y'all have not already, I ask that you guys, if y'all on a cell phone, that you double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Also, guys, we've been streaming for about an hour. You guys know how this goes. I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? I hear people like, he's begging for money. You heard what Papa Bear just said, so you know what I'm saying? You guys know I'm not begging for money. We got bills to pay, you know? I want to do another tour. How many of you guys want to go on another tour? What I'm trying to tell you is I'm saving all of the money that I'm getting from the monetization of this channel, and we gonna use that money come November to either get in the studio or get in the studio and go on tour. So all the money is going to the bank, and I'm gonna put it right back in Legal Wars Live. So what I'm saying, if you enjoy this channel, this is what you guys need to do right now. If you guys enjoy this channel, what I need y'all to do, if you want to donate, hit the button with the $ in it. And your donations, I promise y'all, are much, 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 much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best way to donate to this channel would be to channel membership. Channel memberships are only $2.99. As I said, hit the button with the $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. David said, put up some likes for Ghost. Yes, please, please, please. Y'all double tap that screen, man. We need the support, man. I know I got a whole bunch of haters. I got a whole bunch of haters. I got a whole bunch of people speaking lies on my name. I got a whole bunch of people saying and wishing things that are not true, but we don't care about that. In the end, God is going to win. And I know I'm with God and God's with me, so we gonna win in the end. Me and God's winning. I don't care what y'all saying and doing. I told y'all from the get-go. I had a lawyer on the case. You could ask the lawyer. This ain't my first time doing this. But I had a lawyer on the case, and I told the lawyer in point blank English, I told him that they will pay that settlement. And I told him God is the one that told me to tell you that. And I believe that with my whole heart. What's up, Ian Mangum? How's it going? Oh man, La Sunset says, dude, earn my follow at the first 2 seconds. I appreciate that. They say wisdom is begotten of her children. I already know. Let's see, first time listener, like the way you think. I appreciate that, Richard. Man, I try to just put everything in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a partisan. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I really don't care what party you in. There's policies I've heard from the Republicans I like. There's policies I heard from the Democrats I like. It's just that these Republican policies that they're saying that the rich people create the wealth, so I should give them a tax break. It makes no sense to me. But there's Republican policies that does make sense to me, like allowing your 5-year-old child to have a sex change. That sounds ridiculous to me, and it hurts the Democrats, so I don't support that. But there's things, I just want to hear the idea. Don't tell me the party, I could hear the idea and I could tell you if it's conservative or if it's liberal. But just hear the idea. I'm not a partisan. If the idea is going to work, it's going to work. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. There go Sunset with the donation. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. Pump it up, pump it up. I appreciate the donation like La Sunset, man. This is the best time to donate to the channel when I'm down in the comments with y'all. I'm cooking. Anything y'all want to talk about, thank you, La Sunset. Any one of you guys want to, anything y'all could put in the chat, man, and I'm saying we could talk about it. So if you guys are gonna donate, this is the best time to. Also, regardless if you donate or not, I hadn't seen Hannibal in a live stream this morning, but Hannibal is a perfect example. Just show up every single day and just support. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, if y'all are down there in the live stream, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, and y'all are joining the conversation, or if y'all are supporting the conversation, then you know what I'm saying, that's like one of the best ways you can support. I really appreciate and love all of you guys' support. These Republicans want to continue the old ways of keeping the poor people poor. I don't know if that's necessarily Republican. I think that's just a rich people thing. I think the problem is the Republicans support the rich. That's the problem. But for you to say that it's just the Republican want to keep poor people poor, maybe so. But I don't think it's a Republican thing. I think that's a rich person thing. 813 billionaires in America. And those 813 billionaires are worth $7 trillion. You could Google or look up anything what I say, okay? So the U.S. government collects, I'm not talking about with the state governments, I'm talking about just the federal. Guys, I apologize about that, guys. Give us just. Okay, so let me run that back for you. So the federal government is collecting roughly about $5 trillion a year in taxes. Okay, that's the majority of the money they collect. You got to realize that $5 trillion in taxes, you got a $40 trillion debt. So basically, if you make $6 million a year, but you got a $30 million debt, how much money do you really have? What I'm saying is those 813 billionaires, they got $7 trillion in wealth. They have $7 trillion in wealth. So those 813 people are richer than the federal government. It don't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. That's the problem. You got to break that up. If you don't break that up, you're going to continue to have the same issues. The reason why you side with Bernie Sanders and AOC, because they're trying to break up the rich people party. Breaking up the rich people party is solving the root of corruption and the problems that you have. But it don't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If President Trump came out there and said, hey, y'all, I'm a billionaire, I'm rich, even though I'm not going to donate all my money to charity, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start breaking up the rich people gang in America, and we're going to start taxing them. We're going to start A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. You know what I'm saying? And let Jeff Bezos pay basically not enough money for taxes, or like Bernie Sanders saying, instead of letting him get away with doing that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to put a 5% wealth tax on you. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take some of these tens and hundreds of millions of dollars from you. You know, I heard someone say about $120,000 in debt for every U.S. taxpayer to pay for that, to cover it might be for every American. It might not be for every taxpayer. It might be for every American for us to cover the $40 trillion in debt. And you know there's no way in the world, some Americans, they'll never have $100,000 and they won't even make that in a year. Most Americans don't make that in a year. You see what I'm saying? So to say you got $120,000 debt, on 40 trillion, it's like almost impossible to pay. That's why, in order for us to think about how easy it is to get $120,000 to pay that debt from a man who's like Jeff Bezos. You could pay a lot of people's debts with Jeff Bezos' money towards that federal deficit. That's what I'm saying. You gotta collect more taxes and you gotta break up that rich person game. Those two things you have to do. You have to do it. There ain't no options. You gotta collect more taxes and you gotta break up the rich people. If you don't, ain't nothing in America never will change. If you guys have not liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me if you're on a cell phone. Jump down in the comments, man. Y'all let y'all voices be heard. David says, we owe bankers around the globe, mostly from the 1920s. La Sunset says, code of conduct, bud. Walk and travel. Most definitely. Hey, look, you say walk and travel, bro. I ain't gonna be walking for that much longer. I'ma still walk. I'ma still get out and walk. Really, in New York, if you want to see the city is best seen on foot. It's not best seen in the car. You can't really get down with the people. Like, listen, like my BMW, you know what I'm saying? It was taken for a moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna get it back, you know what I'm saying? I mean, them towing it, like, I'm gonna get paid a lot of money for them doing something stupid. You know, they should have never did it. They know they shouldn't have did it. They did it on purpose, corrupt. Police lying on the camera saying they don't have discretion to tow it. But what I'm saying, them towing my car, though, I'm not really worried about it. Not just because I'm getting money, but I'm saying the unintended consequences, I turned out to be a blessing, bro. You know how many people in this city I met, man, that I never would have met in that situation. I met at least 1,000 people from Peekskill to Queens to Manhattan, at least 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Like, it's a blessing and a curse, you know? I mean, they took my car, but I meet a lot of people and I get down in the city and, you know what I'm saying, get to live in New York City. You know, I wouldn't have been able to live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan if they took my car. I guess I would have been able to, but I never would have attempted it. So, the sunset, it is, you know, kind of the blessing and the curse, a gift. And they took the car, you know what I'm saying, so I had to walk for a second. But I promise you, the traveling, the walking, we not walking no more, you know? It's just that my license was expired and I hadn't got it updated, but we gonna take care of that. As soon as I get in the position for it's time to get my car back, we gonna get that license back. We ain't worried about that. I mean, it's something you can accomplish in a couple of hours, is getting a driver's license. It ain't nothing for us to worry about. But even if I didn't have my driver's license and you towing my car and you seeing they paying $17,000 minimum every time you tow my car. I don't know what, for some reason they love towing my car, but every time you tow it, you're gonna pay $17,000. Every time. Unless you got a legal reason and you legally there. Just saying, I know you got an expired license, so I got discretion to tow your car, so I'm gonna just come tow your car because nah, that's not gonna work. You're gonna pay $17,000 every time you do it. So you tell me to walk, it costs $17,000. You told me to walk 3 times, so that's a minimum of 3 $17,000s that you're going to pay. It's not no negotiations. You're going to pay a minimum of $17,000 for all 3 times you took the car. The only lawsuit where a city that I got on the hook right now will get off of it is that one lawsuit in which they didn't take the car. If there's anybody who I'm gonna let make it, it's gonna be the city that didn't take the car. For those 3 of y'all, especially the one that arrested me, you not making it. You paying a minimum of $17,000 for every time you took the car. So we could walk and travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I get all this bread and I start spending it and it's gone, I'll give you the opportunity to come take the car again, dummy, so I could get $17,000 more from you. You just stupid. You're just not that smart. You think you smart, but you really just not that smart. You really not. I'm playing with them. I have fun with them. I play with them. You know what I'm saying? At will, I'm going to show you how stupid you really are. At will, I will do that. at will. You just got to follow the line. You got to follow the plot. You can't say I'm running a scheme or doing something wrong. I'm telling them, I'm showing them. I'm showing them. I'm reporting this to the company. I'm reporting this to the business. And I'm reporting it to the police. And I'm telling them that this is harassment under New York law, under the city law. So you're not stopping the harassment. You know you're getting sued. You got to stop doing the stupid stuff. I'm not making you do nothing you doing, but you're not going to beat me. You can't outsmart me. You don't have the law on your side. You dead wrong. You're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose. So the code of conduct is to walk and get paid. The code of conduct is travel and to get bread. And that's what I'm doing. When you say walking, you got to understand that walking costs $17,000 minimum. Every time you take this BMW, it's a minimum of $17,000 minimum. So you took it 3 times, that's a minimum of $17,000, and you held it for 5 months, you're going to pay for holding it. Me staying where I'm standing in this independent living facility, you're going to pay for that too. Because I'm staying here against my will. I never stayed in no facility like this in my life. You got to pay for it all. That's over $100,000 minimum. Over $100,000 minimum that I'm owed right now. Minimum. Over. And you paying every penny of that $100,000. Whoever owe that money, them 4 cities, community, well, you paying every nickel of it. You take this car, this is what I'm saying though. They take this car though, Sunset, you paying. You're going to pay for it. You're going to buy the car every time you tow it. You're going to pay it. That whole loan that's owed on it, I want that whole loan for towing it every single time. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel and make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Congress says Congress spends money blindlessly. Yeah, they do. And I had to stop doing that, man. Shoot, bro. I had got to a point, bro. I'm on a fixed income, you know what I'm saying? So it's not enough money to live in Mississippi, yet alone New York City. But you know what I'm saying? You get in situations where, you know what I'm saying, it's just time to start saving. You know, this is my dub season is coming. So I got to put it in my mind that I'm finna discipline myself. And when I'm starting to touch this money, I gotta be making the wise decisions. Since I'm in that time, then yeah, like we're gonna save all the YouTube money and we're gonna put it back into the business. With a Miller rate legal, I'm telling y'all about the $17,000. Well, when I start getting paid off the cases, I'm gonna put that money back in the business too. Facts. James says tax more, is that a joke? What part of Obama's tax $15K a year and bailed out of bankruptcy billionaires? To me, that's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Y'all always bringing up Barack Obama because we need to tax more people. That's what I'm saying. They always looking for an excuse out of doing the right thing. Oh, the billionaires create the wealth. So because they create the wealth, then we not going to tax them. That don't make no sense at all. And so, because we need to tax more people, he talking about Barack Obama. What Barack Obama got to do with we get more money from taxes? That don't make no sense. President Trump, Barack Obama, ain't none of these people got anything to do with us getting more money from taxes. Ain't none of them. So I'm saying I don't even know why we talking about that. Christmas, my license is expired because so in North Carolina, I was in the military back in 1999 or 2001. I was in the military all those years. I'm trying to remember when this happened. But I think it happened when I was 19 years old, 99, with my friends. We was drinking, you know what I'm saying? And I got in a wreck. When I got in the wreck, what happens is my NCO, they gave me a DUI or DWI, whatever they call it in North Carolina. My NCO came down there and they dismissed the DWI, but my NCO, he didn't think to tell them to dismiss the lane violation. So my license was suspended in North Carolina for a lane violation, for failure to appear in court. When I got out the military, I went back to Mississippi, my license still suspended, and I had a failure to appear. I didn't go to court. You know what I'm saying? So due to me not going to court, you know, like, but I had went back up there. I finally went back up there. I finally took care of it. you know, but I just hadn't been able to go ahead and get a license again, you know. And due to me not getting a license again, the people that harass me, they look at that as an opportunity to try to stop me from doing something or whatever, but they're just not smart enough to realize that every time you take that car, you paying $17,000. Hey, LaSun said, you said, I hope I get it soon. I might not get it soon. I'm finna buy another one. I don't care. What it matter to me? I'm in this city. We don't need a car in New York City. So you could take 6 months. I'll sue you 6 times in 6 months. You getting sued. I'm gonna drop a lawsuit in September. I'll drop one in October. I'll drop one in November. Every time, the longer you take without me having no money, you gonna get chastised. I'm dropping lawsuits. I don't care. We could take as long as you want to. Whenever you ready to pay, you gonna look back and you gonna have a ticket as long as this wall, because you taking your time. That's the wrong thing to do with me, is take your time. I'm gonna build a case on you. That's what I'm saying. Imagine what you doing with me is like me selling drugs and the FBI watching me. The longer you sell them drugs, the stronger their case is gonna be against you, and the more crimes they gonna get that you did. So they gonna get you just digging your hole deeper. That's all you doing. The longer you take 6 months with my car, you gonna get sued all 6 months. And look, you could say we not giving the car back. You could have it. I'll buy a Range Rover at the end of this. We could go for a year. However you want to do it, it don't matter. You lose. That's what you don't realize. They trying to say like you training me something. You not training me nothing. Boy, I could train you. Everything you telling me could do, I could do it better than you can. I could run a program on you and have you upset. The people who messing with me, I ain't got to get nobody to help me, bro. I get on here and loud caps. I'll do something, bro. I'll run a program. I'll have you mad before the end. It just don't interest me to get you mad. I don't care if you mad or not. I don't care about nothing you doing in your life. That's what people don't understand. That I tell them, but that's what I'm saying. It's not that they don't hear me. It's not that they don't have the mental capability to understand what I'm saying. I just think that they are literally like fentanyl smokers. They're like sober fentanyl smoker. You know, somebody who smoke crack or fentanyl, it's just some things, it's not registering. Regardless of what you're doing, it's not, well, they don't smoke crack, literally, I don't think, but their mentality, you just tell them something, it just doesn't register. And I be telling them all the time, but they just not hearing what I'm saying. I can't help you that stupid. You think you smart, but you that stupid. Here, you want the car? It costs $17,000 every time you take it. It costs $17,000. How many times you want to take it? However many times you take it, times 17,000. You just not that smart. You talking about 6 months, you talking about a year, bro. I'm 46 years old. I'm not 71 years old on the verge of dying. I might be about to die, but that's God. I'm still playing my future the same way. So listen, you could take it, but you got to pay for it. You want to pay to play. You got cops lying. You got cops being corrupt. Bro, what they doing? You saying that you ain't got a license, so I'm going to just look for you, pull you over, and take your car is completely against civil law. It's completely against civil law. I don't care what you say. That's constitutional violations. If I didn't have a disability and there wasn't no panic attacks or stuff that happened, you still in violation of U.S. law. Especially when the police who came, they coming on the doctor's orders that they got from the DA, and they came to try to make me go to the hospital. Well, I went to the hospital. You took the car, you gotta pay. It's simple, bro. You could talk all you want to, bro. Yeah, I watched the body camera. Bro, I took notes on the body camera at least 15 times. The cops saying, you want to go to the hospital? I didn't notice it when I was on scene. But watching the body camera, you want to go to the hospital? I'm screaming at him. This the 9th time you said, you want to go to the hospital? You want to go to the, oh yeah, so you want, that's what ended up happening. 2 hours later, I was in the hospital. You paying, boy. You want to take it again? You talking about, oh, when you going to get your car back? Keep it. You ain't got to never give it back. You going to buy it. You going to pay the whole loan off. My credit going to go through the roof. You going to buy me another car. Like you missing something. You slow. It's like people who want to win for the moment. You win in the moment. You win in the battle. I'm going to win this war. You see what I'm saying? You like President Trump. You just trying to look good. I'm going to go bomb Iran and flatten your buildings. What does that mean? Who in the pickle? Iran ain't in the pickle. It look like they in the pickle, but they not in the pickle. President Trump is in the pickle. Iran going to get trillions. But when this is over, if they control the strait, they gonna get money. Or if they give up that nuclear death, all they in Iran's future ain't nothing in Iran's future but a whole lot of cash. That's all in Iran's future is a whole lot of cash. Let me say that one more time. The only thing in Iran's future is a whole lot of cash. The only thing in my future is a whole lot of cash. You could come bomb my buildings. You could take my car. You could take my house. But the only thing in my future is a whole lot of cash. You ain't getting it. You just slow. Iran, they smarter than you. You got more money, you got more power, you got more everything, but they smarter than President Trump. They didn't do it. President Obama didn't go for the okie doke. But President Trump, he went for the okie doke. He went for it. Oh, look at the ATMs, look at and we bigger and stronger, let's go over here. And you went over there and got embarrassed. Because all they know they got to do is just maintain. Really, Iran could call the war being over. Iran could go get paid anytime they want to. Anytime Iran ready to get paid, they gonna go get paid. Anytime. Anytime I'm ready to get paid, I'm gonna get paid. That's what I'm telling you. Just like Iran. America's bigger, America's stronger, but in Iran's future, it ain't nothing but a whole lot of cash. They gonna get a whole lot of money. Tomorrow morning, my brother. Tomorrow morning, you feel me? Iran gonna get a whole lot of money. That's all they get. And tell me how I'm wrong. President Obama, President Trump said he gave 450 million. That memorandum of understanding. We ain't talking about the billions of frozen assets. That 24 billion for Iran, chump change. That's chump change. The Gulf states promised them 400 billion. You uplift the sanctions, they selling oil over 10 years. That's $1 trillion on the table for them. Imagine you turning down $1 trillion. They keep turning it down. They don't want that. You know what Iran want? Iran want to charge $1 million toll fee for every time a ship go through that strait. They don't want $1 trillion. They want 30 trillion. I don't want 100,000. I want 1 million. Keep coming. Don't stop. Keep coming, bro. I got time. Listen, you don't even know. There's a scripture in the Bible. I told my mama about this about Joseph. How Joseph, he wasn't even guilty of it. A woman accused him of rape. He put him in prison. It started off because he had jealous family members. Am I misquoting the scriptures? Joseph had jealous family members who, his brothers, they kidnapped him, threw him into prison, stole his coat, put animal blood on it, and said that he had been killed by an animal. His brothers, his family, they just jealous of him. But God had plans for Joseph. God was going to raise Joseph up because he needed to be raised up to save the people of Israel, to save his own family. But he had to go through the dungeon and the jump. Bro, I'm a millionaire already. You don't understand it. I'm already a millionaire. We just waiting. We just waiting. I'm already a millionaire, bro. We just waiting. All we doing is waiting. All we doing is waiting. We just wait, man. That's all it is. So you could keep whatever you want to. You could do whatever you want to. The end of this situation is already decided, bro. If you guys have not liked the video, go ahead and double tap the screen for me. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit the notification bell, man. You know what I'm saying? We got less people in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I keep going, though, guys. Y'all already know what time it is. You know, I just need you guys to hit the button with the $sign in it, man. Milton Lee says, actually, he's correct. If you're going to fight Muslims, China, or Russia, they depend on saving face. That's what matters to them. So any negotiations in their favor, just make them look good to the people. It's not just that you making them look good to the people. Iran is in a better position than America, period. In this situation, they holding all the cards. They hold the whole deck. So you say you gonna do a blockade and you gonna squeeze them out of money. Guess what's gonna happen? China and Russia gonna give them money. They just gonna borrow money. Iran just gonna borrow money. So if you squeezing them and you got a blockade, they're gonna do like America and just borrow money. That blockade is worthless. It might stop them from getting a little bit of money. It's not gonna stop Iran economically for fighting this war. President Trump, America is in whatever you want to call it. They in a pickle. They in a bind. They constrained. They whatever you want to call it. That's just what it is. You hold they holding all the cards over you. You bigger and stronger than them, but they got all the cards over you. And that's just what it is. That's just bottom line. You bigger and stronger than them, but they got all the cards on you. And Iran knows at the end of this situation, say it with me one time, what's going to happen with Iran at the end of this situation? They going to get paid. They getting paid. Iran know they getting paid. Listen, Iran walked away from the memorandum of understanding with hundreds of millions of dollars on the table. They walked away from it. That sound like something I would do. People be saying to me, oh man, this dude crazy. Nah, they see something you can't see. They know they got to pay they coming. Iran got to pay they coming, bro. Whether you want to say that or not. That's why President Trump wants the war to end and they ain't listening to it. They want to keep fighting. Let's keep fighting then. We ain't finna stop. Keep fighting. We gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna sue you 30 times, and at the end of that, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm done, but you gotta pay 30 lawsuits, stupid. I'm stopping the game when I want to stop it. I'm stopping it when I want to stop it. If I want to keep suing you, I'm gonna keep getting lawsuits out you because you a walking crash dummy. That's how Iran feel about America. We gonna go make nuclear dust. We not trying to get a nuclear bomb. If we did, we would have been had one. We gonna make this nuclear dust because the Americans crash dummies. They walking crash dummies with a bunch of money. They'll go borrow trillions of dollars to buy the nuclear dust to try to save somebody else's problems. You see what I'm saying? China ain't finna do that. Who opposing Iran? That's over there. That got the money. Ain't nobody. Germany ain't doing that. It's only America. They know they gonna get the money out of America because Americans are walking crash dummies. Hey, y'all heard what Chisholm say? Chisholm says the United States is well underway to being President Trump's 7th bankruptcy. Hey, I'm just being real with you. You see what I'm saying? Because you bigger and stronger don't mean nothing. Somebody smarter than you, they know you bigger and stronger. They know you a bully. They going to use your own weight and your own power against you. Iran, the only thing they want is that almighty U.S. dollar. And they going to get a whole lot of them. But look, the money that was on the table to them, that wasn't enough. They need more money than what they got. So the memorandum of understanding, that's not enough. They want more. They need more. A whole lot of bread. That's all that's on the table is a whole lot of money. All that's on the table for me is a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. That's it. A whole lot of money. You don't understand. Lawsuits come to an end and you got to pay at the end a whole lot of money. What's up, pretty girl? Pretty lady? A whole lot of money. Everybody, you have 5 girls pass by. And it's like the one that got my eye, she not the prettiest out the 5, but she just the one that got my attention. A whole lot of money. That's all we talking about, boy. A whole lot of zeros. 17,000, 28,000, 40,000, 32,000, 40,000. Boy, getting whole checks. A whole lot of money. You want it again? You want to take it again? Give it back to me and come take it again. Cause you know it ain't break. How me getting 17,000 for you letting me borrow my car? I'm gonna let you rent my car for 6 months if you pay the whole $17,000 loan off of me. And then when I come back and get it from you 6 months, I ain't gonna owe a penny on it, you dummy. You just holding it for 6 months. I'll let you hold my BMW for 6 months if you pay the whole $17,000 loan off. You not that smart. You just got money. If you got money to give away, you could do stupid stuff to try to act like you got some power, but this dude is really an idiot. He just like Donald Trump. Him and Donald Trump, best friends, they both dummies. And I hate to say that about you, President Trump, but it's your ego. Ain't nobody care about the money, the power that America, that you see, that's how you get in a situation with Iran. They focus on the money. They gonna get that bread. I'm gonna get that bread, bro. I go through whatever you want me to walk through, I'm walking through it. But in the end, what's gonna happen? A whole lot of money. You know that, and I know that. We both know that. That's what's coming in the end. You wanna take it again? You want the keys again? You wanna take it again? You sure? Because after you start paying that money, I guarantee you ain't gonna be thinking about taking it no more. I promise you. It's expensive to play with me, bro. It costs to play with me. It's real expensive. It's expensive. Thousands of dollars. A city in New York played with me, bro. I hadn't even sued them yet. They paid $10,000 already. I ain't even sued them. I ain't even sued them yet. And they already paid $10,000 doing a 50H hearing. I ain't even sued them. And they paid $10,000. It's expensive playing with me, boy. It costs money. If you one of these people on the sidelines, if you just a little peon, then shoot, you ain't paying no money, so why would you care? It ain't coming out your pocket. That's how we treat America's money. It's not coming out my pocket if you a peon. But if it's coming out your pocket, bro, it costs to play with me. It's not free. A lot of people play with me, but a lot of them got money. It's not free. It costs a lot. So if you playing with me, you know, just a matter of time. You know what it costs. You making the decision now. It's not me. You making the decision. It's not me, bro. But I'm just letting you know it costs to play with me. It's not free now. It's not free. No, I ain't saying that they happy. I'm not saying, but all I'm saying is in the bottom line situation, they gonna get money. That's why they not tapping out. Because in my mind, why wouldn't you tap out to a memorandum of understanding that's going to put basically over $1 trillion on the table for 10 years? The reason why you wouldn't tap out for that, because you want more than that. That's the only thing I could think of. They know they could get more. They're looking at President Trump like he going to mismanage everything. You know what I'm saying? She already said it, that President Trump that mismanaged the Iran war. Why would you stop fighting somebody that you know is a crash dummy? I'm going to let you keep crashing out. You know what I'm saying? I could stop you from crashing out if I want to. What they trying to get me to do, I could do it at will, really. You know what I'm saying? Mostly I can. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like the problems I have or my disability or whatever, it'll take over. Sometimes. But mostly what they saying, I could really do it at will. Mostly. I'm not going to, you're not dictating and perpetrating my life. I'm going to let you keep trying to manipulate, and I'm going to turn you in a circle and wait till you put all your power into it, and then you're going to fall at your own devices. You're going to fall at the weight of your own power. Your own power is how you going to fall. I'm going to use I don't have no power. I'm going to use your power against you. So when you put that energy out, I'm going to grab that energy you put out. See, a lot of y'all can't see this because I got a very good spiritual eye, very keen spiritual eye. Just like on a cartoon. That energy you put out, I'm going to grab that energy and I'm going to use that energy as that's going to be my weapon. Your energy, your power. Because some of these people, they millionaires, they rich, they got power and influence. I'm going to use their power and influence. I'm going to borrow it from them. They don't even know how to stop me from using their power and influence because I don't have no power. The only influence I have, I won in the U.S. Court of Appeals as without a law license. Less than 1,000 human beings in U.S. history, not the 340 million that's living today. I'm talking about over 250 years of American history. Less than 1,000 human beings ever won in the U.S. Court of Appeals without a law license. I'm one of them ones. That's the only power or influence that I have. Everything else I have, I'm going to take their power from them. I'm going to take their influence from them. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to use it against them. If y'all like the video, if y'all on the cell phone, y'all double tap the screen for me. Good morning, Share Bear. Hey, he did. Cool. LaSun said I could enlighten you. I ain't gonna do it for free. If you excuse me, if you don't, if listen, if let's just say my daddy told me not to go to the club that night. And say I went to the club and I got in some beef with somebody. When I come back to him, why should he help me get out the beef when he told me not to go? He can help me, but I don't think you gonna learn something if he helped me get out the beef. You know the way I'ma learn it is getting out the beef myself. So when I get out that beef, I'ma be like, shoo, what daddy said is right. The club ain't a good place to be in. This man, 80 years old, not listening to nobody. You giving him the plans to do it. He don't listen to his vice president. He don't listen to his security chief. He don't listen to nobody. He don't listen to General Kane. He don't listen to nobody. He doing his own thing. How you gonna try to tell somebody that he got himself in a pickle? That's your consequences of not listening. That's your consequences of having an ego. You could tell him I said it. My name Gregory D. Dixon II, boy. The truth is the truth. I'm not gonna power. Listen, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not one of those pundits who really don't lie. I don't have nothing against them. I'ma just tell you the truth. I don't care if you want to hear the truth. People tell me the truth all the time that I don't want to hear. Who you? Cause you the president, bro. I don't care nothing about that. I'm not the one to care. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You gotta go get somebody who cares. He don't care, but I do care about the stuff that's right and wrong. He don't care about the wrong stuff. I don't care about the right stuff. I don't care about your opinion, but I care about my country getting destroyed. But about your opinion is irrelevant. Why should I care about your opinion? How much money you giving me a year? And if you giving me money, you owe me that money. And you try to stop from paying what you owe me, boy, you gonna get railroaded. You gonna pay extra. Y'all remember? Look, whenever I get that check, whenever I start getting the check, I ain't gonna come on here. I'm gonna just dangle this BMW keys. When I start doing this, if I come on a live stream and start doing this, y'all know what this means. That means I done got paid. Because I'm going to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I'm not really supposed to be talking about it. But if I come out in the live stream and start dangling these keys, that means I got paid. Because they thought taking this car was going to create pain for me, but I'm smarter than them. I see the end of the road. You taking this car, all it's going to do is create wealth for me. It's going to create a temporary inconvenience, a temporary pain, and a whole lot of wealth. You want to take it again? You want it again? Look, I'm going to get it back for you. You want it again? You want it again, boy? You paying off the loan on it. Every time you tow it, you paying a loan off on it. You smarter than me? Are you sure about that? I'm not even trying with you, boy. I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. I'm having fun with you, boy. I'm not even trying. I'm just having fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm having fun with you. This is my fun, boy. I've been in these battles my whole life with these kind of people who try to dictate and tell me what to do. You know what 99% of dudes do? They fall down and they get whatever crumbs you gonna give them. I'm not one of them dudes. I'm gonna stand up to you and fight you. I don't care who you are. The bigger the better. Call me King David. The bigger the better. Where my Goliath at? That's how you be great. King David would have never been King David if he was too scared to fight Goliath. He over there, he don't want to fight Goliath. Oh, he too big. He too big. He too big. Nah, King David ain't none of that. Where that boy at? Where that boy at? Where your police department at? Where your city at? Where that boy at? Huh? You ain't too big, boy. You ain't bigger than God. And King David knew that. And King David had a relationship with God, and he knew his God was bigger than any foe that he faced. And I got confidence in my God. That's why you ain't gonna win. That's how I could tell you before it start that you already lost. You lost. I ain't a part of no scheme, no nothing. You see that clearly now. This ain't no scheme or no nothing. This a bunch of rich dudes who think they could do whatever they want to without no consequences. That's what it is. And they got my family members thinking that with them without no consequences. How I'm involved in anything, you idiot? I ain't got nothing to do with that, you idiot. You idiot. You want to take it again? Come get it. You want to take it again, boy? It costs $17,000 every time you take it. Now laugh and pay the $17,000 because you paying 4 times. You paying. You want it again? You want it again? Come get it again. I'ma dangle the keys in your face like a little stupid kid. I'ma dangle the keys. He thirsty for power, boss. Come get your power. It costs money. He thirsty for power, boss. Come to Iran, you idiot. Come get the mullah regime. You gonna step into something you ain't gonna get out of. Cause you thirsty for power. You got an ego problem, boy. You better humble yourself. God gonna humble you. And I'm the one God sent to humble you. Cause I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of whoever. It could be 10,000 of y'all. Read your Bible. Read your Bible. God's strongest warriors, they'll stand against a whole army by themselves. They ain't scared of you, boy. I'm not scared of you. You can't beat me. I cannot be defeated. Not defeated. If you a real Christian and you got faith in a real God, you can't lose either. You just might not be a real Christian. That might be the problem. Most of y'all pretending. You pretending, boy. Come take it again. You smart, though. Every time they took, bro, it's a $17,000 not only on that loan. You finna pay that whole loan. Guess what? I'm gonna get the car back, and guess what? You gonna pay it again. And if you want to take it, we can put that on the back end, because after you pay that loan again, I'm gonna get the car back. I got the car back now. You done paid for it 2 times, and on that last case, you gonna pay the settlement amount. You gonna pay 3 or 4 times for it. You want to take it again? You want to take it again? You want to move me from the spot I'm in? Because you saying I'm corrupt, I'm just smarter than you. You want to move me on the spot, I'll press the button on you at any moment and have you in court. I'm going to file an injunction, and then I'm going to come back and sue you for the money later. You getting sued twice. When we going to do this? Tomorrow morning? When we going to do it? Tomorrow morning, boy? You think you smart. You're not as smart as you think you are. And God will show you. He going to humble you. You talking. You want to do it tomorrow? Let's do it right now. Why you didn't do it this morning? You should have done it this morning. You need to wait till tomorrow for a certain reason, like your results gonna be any different. It ain't gonna be different. You can't win. We could go to Iran. You bigger, you stronger, you got the weapons. Oh, he don't have his medicine. You can't win, bruh. Wake up. You cannot win. It's simple. You lost already. You ain't got the mentality that I have to be able to beat me. You don't have the endurance. You don't have the perseverance. You don't have the vision. You can't beat me. You trying to sit down and play chess with Bobby Fischer. You been reading a little manual. You done wrote a chess. You reading a chess manual and you trying to beat Bobby Fischer in chess because you got more money than him, but you can't beat him. You can have more money, more influence, and you could be in a stadium with 20,000 people screaming your name. If you sit down at that table with Bobby Fischer, he gonna pee on your forehead, boy. You cannot beat him. I'm less than 1,000 human beings that have ever breathed in America that went to the second highest court and won without a law license. You can't beat them. I'm one of them ones, boy. And I say that humbly. Humbly, bruh. You ain't got to tell me who I am. I don't need your accolades. I don't need your pat on the backs. I'm one of them ones. Humbly. I say that humbly, my boy. I'm one of them ones. If you was a barber, you was a barber. Get your money, baby. If you clean up buildings, get your money, baby. I'm one of them ones. That's all I'm telling you. I am. Less than 1,000 human beings that ever breathed in America that don't have a law license that won in the second highest court. I'm one of them ones, boy. I don't need nobody to tell me. All I need to tell you is to look up Dixon v. whatever that case is. That's all I need to tell you. Look up Dixon v. whatever that case is. It's on Just Law. It's on case tag. It's on every major. People writing citations off of the case that I won, boy. I'm one of them ones. I done beat Goliath before. I'll beat him again. I'm different than King David. I got to fight 7,000 demons and I'm slaying all 7,000. When I I remember my preacher had preached a sermon and said, you might be one that have to slay 7,000 demons. He reading the scripture. Oh my goodness, I gotta slay. I'ma slay every last one of them devils. I'ma come back bloody, boy. My shirt gonna be bloody. Every last one, I'ma kill all them demons. By myself, boy. God made me like this. You feel what I'm saying? He made me with this in me, boy. You ain't got this. You ain't got this. You can't go up against a whole neighborhood by yourself. You can't go against a whole city. One of y'all commit suicide if they was on you like that. You'll commit suicide. Me, I be laughing in their face. I'll pee in your face, boy. You ain't built like this. You probably got very few people in your whole country built like this, boy. You soft. It ain't gotta be with no hands. You soft in your brain too. Your brain soft. Your mental strength and your will and capacity is all soft. You ain't this, boy. I'm one of them ones. I'm one of them ones, boy. You know how I got a roof? It's because of God. I'm one of them ones, boy. You could keep wishing, but all you doing is wishing. I'm one of them ones, boy. Ronald, just say something. I'm one of them ones. How many people you know without a law license won in the U.S. Court of Appeals? I'm going to stop and wait. Because I promise you, if you could tell me one right now, I promise you I'll empty my bank account. This New York City, it's the more people in this city than any other city in America. You name me one person that you know that won in the U.S. Court of Appeals without a law license, you gonna start laughing and playing and telling jokes like we Scooby-Dooby-Doo, like you a 2-year-old child. Let's get real. Let's get serious. I'll tell you the case name. Put it in your phone, boy. Dixon versus whoever. I'll give you the case name. Name me one person you know without a law license won an appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals. I'm one of them ones, boy. I'm one of them ones, boy. What we talking about? I ain't got no law license, and I won in court your lawyer ain't never seen before. I'm one of them ones, boy. You can laugh and joke and play about it. Everything funny and joking and playing, but in the end, you paying all that money. It's already paid in the end, boy, because you can't be God. I don't care who you are. I done told you from the get-go I did this in Texas. What's different? You think God changed. I won all them cases in Texas. We come to New York. You think God different in New York than Texas. Or you wanted to go back and change your strategy, and changing your strategy, you think you could. You can't outsmart God. That's number one. I'm one of them ones. How many people you know want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals without a law license? If you want to tell a joke, we could tell a joke. But if we want to be serious, if we want to be children, we could be children and hee hee hee. But if you want to be serious, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Let's have a serious conversation. I'm one of them ones, boy. Bro, I got nothing but money in my future. I'm 46 years old. By the time I'm 50, I'll probably be living in this neighborhood and bought one of them apartments. Guaranteed, bro. I'm one of them ones. Like, that's why I can't. It ain't no hope for me. It's like LeBron James. It wasn't no hope for LeBron James to go to the NBA. All he had to do was stay in school, make grades, and don't get no trouble. And he guaranteed the NBA. LeBron just better than everybody. I'm just one of them ones. I'm one of them ones, boy. What can I say? You said, did I just win the case? Bro, I've been won the case. I won the case before they even started. You know what I'm saying? You out, my brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
My grandmother in the rehab.
Okay.
But I was going to tell you something.
What's
you
up?
See your setting?
Hold on.
You see your
Y'all, my bad. That's one of my people, man. I just hollered at one of my homies. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I wouldn't even know so many of these people that I met, bro, that, you know what I'm saying, if I wasn't in this situation, you know what I'm saying? And I just meet different people, man, and I try to be positive, man, and help people and do the best that I can to help them, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. Hey, my boy Albert said, y'all better hit that like button, baby. He said, if you know one of them ones, he said, hit that like button. Hey, how many of y'all lawyers that won in the U.S. Court of Appeals before? This is what I want you to do. I want you to, next time you see your lawyer, ask your lawyer, has he ever won in the U.S. Court of Appeals? I'm saying if he won in the Supreme Court, you know what I'm saying, he a good lawyer, but ask him if he won in the U.S. Court of Appeals, baby. I'm one of them ones, homie. I told y'all 1,000 times, man. Somebody says, Alberto says, salute the ghostwriter, bro. I appreciate it. Alberto just recognizing what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? He just recognizing what it is. Let's be real. We could tell Joseph we could be for real. How many people you know without a law license won in the U.S. Court of Appeals? First of all, you ain't even gonna win in federal court most likely if you ain't got a law license. You might have a 20 to 30% chance to win in federal court. Boy, I won so many cases in federal court, I done forgot them. Boy, I done beat so many attorneys in cases, boy, I forgot them, boy. All you gotta do is, in your phone, Google Dixon, Texas, and federal court, and you gonna see them cases, boy. You understand that? How many of y'all, so you talking about they can't win in federal court? I'm saying I got a law license, boy. I went to a court that I wasn't even supposed to be in. Second highest court of America. I walked the dog on the judge, boy, on the judge. How many of you people you know without a law license beat a judge in the argument in the judge's court? The Fifth Circuit, the people decided that bench in the Fifth Circuit, that's the judge's court. How many people, unlicensed Americans, have you ever met that won in the U.S. Court of Appeals without a law license? Let's be real, boy. That don't happen. That's an impossibility. It happened less than 1,000 times in U.S. history. I did it. I'm one of them ones. I gotta wake you up, bro. You these boys sleepwalking. You sleepwalking, boy. It's like you don't know, bro. I told you, boy, I'm LeBron. I'm Mike Jordan, bro. In the courtroom, I ain't never been trained in law before, boy. I'm one of them ones. I done told you 1,000 times. I know who I am. Tell me something you accomplished in your life less than 1,000 people in America done. That's not like cleaning the toilet bowl. Tell me something you accomplished in your life that ain't nobody else doing. Tell me one thing you accomplished. One thing. Tell me one thing you accomplished great in your life. Tell me something great you have done in your life. Tell me. You ain't done nothing great. You an ordinary person. You ordinary. You ordinary, or you less than ordinary. That's what you are. You a sheep that fit in with everybody else. I'm not. I'm one of them ones. I'm one of them ones. You a sheep that fit in with everybody else. Just be real. I won in the U.S. Court of Appeals with no law license. Nobody does that. Research it. Get smart. Stop being stupid walking around laughing. You just a dummy. Stop being a dummy. Get smart. That's why I'm getting money off of you without even working. Nigga, never work again. Excuse me, y'all. I never work again in my life getting paid off these dummies. Stop being stupid. Be smart. Can you be smart for 5 seconds? Can you stop joking and being retarded for 5 seconds? Can you snap out your program and your stupidity for 5 seconds? If I could get you in a normal mind. Look, I talked to a girl who was a crackhead, and it's like this crack got her mind. And it's like as long as she's smoking that crack, I could never see who she really is, because that crack got her mind. You on that crack. Put the crack rock down for 5 seconds and get serious with me. So if you serious with me, how many people, I'm in New York City, bro, you ain't got nobody around here that won in the U.S. Court of Appeals without a law license. You ain't got nobody. Cause it don't happen. And I'm a breathing, living example like a purple dinosaur. You feel me? I'm one of them ones, boy. I'm one of them ones. You just don't see it. It's a lot of powerful people in America. They done seen it though. They know. It's a lot of rich people in America. They know. Elon know. You feel me? He know. I'm one of them ones, boy. Just what it is. It's just what it is. I'm one of them ones, boy. That's what it is. Hey, take it easy, little sunset. I appreciate your donation. You feel what I'm saying? I have more respect for someone who cleans a toilet than a worthless government employee. I don't work for the government. I sue the government, boy. I got 4 cities and I got 3 cities and 1 county on the loop, and I just let 1 city go. I ain't doing that no more. I let the city I had to, but I sue the government. I don't work for the government. I sue them. And you say I work for them, it ain't gonna be these government. It's gonna be like the federal government. But I'm saying if I work for the federal government, you ain't gonna be sitting there dogging on them like that. I'm gonna shut your mouth up though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying I love my country. I'm a patriot. It's just the stuff that's messed up. We just got to fix that. We just got to rearrange and reorganize some things. That's it. And get a bunch of stupid people out the way. A bunch of Scooby-Dooby-Doo brain people. Like they want to watch Scooby-Doo. If you're not interested in anything intelligent, why would you be running America? And you watch a Scooby-Doo. You can't even read an intelligence report. If you can't read your intelligence reports in the morning time, like you gotta watch Fox News to be able to know what's going on in the. Bro, come on, man. We in clown hour, and constantly being in clown hour. All those mistakes, that stupid stuff he made, that Mike Johnson and them were protecting them from. They eating the cats and the dogs. Stupid stuff. Well, the stupid stuff it done came to bear in Iran. All his stupidity is on the scene. We could watch all of his stupidity now. Yeah, stop being stupid, bro. That's what it is. And I personally don't care how nobody, if I ain't scared of him. He can't do nothing to me. What you do to me, I'm gonna do 30 times worse than you. I promise you. 30 times worse than you. You ain't got no approval. Ain't nobody could give you no approval because they ain't got no power higher than mine. I told you I'd be the federal judge in the argument. So who you gonna get approval from? If you doing something that's a violation of U.S. law, who gonna give you approval to do that if somebody put a spotlight on it? The president ain't. And he make calls like that. And the governors, they make calls like that. I ain't even gonna talk about that. But if somebody got a spotlight on that, and he gonna run as far away from that as he can, he not gonna take no responsibility for that. You know who gonna get left holding the bag? That business or that government organization. They always do. I'ma sue the snot out of you. 10 times, 30 times. You can't beat me. You could beat me in the interim. You could beat me right now for this moment, but come talk to me 2 years from now. You gonna see how much money I done got from this. You can't beat me, bro. I'm one of them people. I'm one of them ones. Point blank, period. I could be whatever I want to. I'm smarter than you, though. And you know that. I'm way smarter than you. You a peon. You a nobody. Ain't nobody know you. Everybody in this park right now probably know who I am. Everybody in this park walking by, they all know me. Ain't nobody know none of them. And I don't know them. I don't know one of them. They all know me. It's a reason they know me and they don't know you. And you think you know the reason because you smart, huh? I'm one of them ones, boy. How you gonna beat this? You sitting here listening to me talk. You know you ain't beating it. You know what you saying don't make no sense at all. You feel me? I'm one of them ones. Bro, this Central Park, I guarantee you 80% of these people who walk by here know me. And I don't know none of them. I don't know one person out here. And 80% of them know me or heard of me. They all know me. I don't know none of them. Why you think that is? Because you so important. That's why I don't know you, because you important. Because they love you so much that they want to teach you something at 46 years old. No, they don't. They don't care nothing about you and what you doing. They care about me, boy. I'm one of them ones. They know I'm one of them ones. I'm one of them ones. Let's be real about it. I'm just saying. You ain't gonna find one person. You could talk to 1,000 people in a day. You won't find one of them like me. You trying to convince yourself. This dude, they trying to convince themselves, boy. You can't convince me already. No, I already been convinced. I'm one of them ones, boy. I'm one of them ones, boy. A smart bootlicker, bro. I like how you say that, except that you are a slave. How I'm a slave? Listen, so somebody who do some volunteer work, they're a slave. If I go volunteer for my country, I'm a slave because I want to help my country. That's not a slave, bro. You know what I'm saying? Little doggy. Oh, it's yours? Oh, okay. So he's okay. Oh, okay. I was just making sure he was all right and his owner wasn't gone. He just take his time, huh? Hey, look, Jimmy says collateral damage can happen because technology sometimes has its issues. We do not live in a perfect world. Every single leader in this world is a criminal. Who are you kidding? Bro, not every leader in the world is a criminal. Police that's like, I don't care. Look, I hope that all of them watching it. I hope the judge and the police, I hope all of them watch this live stream. I'm gonna leave it up there. I stay on here saying it. See, y'all thinking in y'all mind it's about God. You don't believe in God, so you think the judge got the power. But you ain't under, because you don't believe in God. You think the judge got the power. Because you don't believe in God. You think President Trump got the power. Then he go to Iran and you like, nah, he ain't just stupid. It's because God is in control. That's what that is. That's why you could be bigger and stronger and lose. Because God said the battle is not given to the swift and the strong, but whomsoever the Lord willeth. So I don't care nothing about you telling nobody. I really have faith and believe in God. I'm one of them ones. You slow. You ain't abiding by the law. Your police officers are targeting people with no discretion. Yeah, I'm taxing you $17,000 every time you take the car. What you can't go against the law. You trying to figure out what my intentions are. My intentions is that these people been harassing me for. Don't make me bring up some stuff, bro, that you don't want me to bring up. I promise you in court. You know you dirty as you are. You supposed to be. You dirty and corrupt. Pay me my money. I'ma tax you. You want to take my car again, you dirty, corrupt person? Come take it. You getting taxed. I got a penalty for people who don't abide by U.S. law. I'ma tax you, and I'm smarter than you. And I'ma tell you like Dion did. I'ma tell you I'm smarter than you, and I'm still taking the ball back to the house, boy. I'ma talk to you and tell you what I'm doing to you. The whole time, you can't beat it. Just get right. You dirty and corrupt. Get yourself right. That's all you need to do. Get right. You got the FBI investing me. What they investigate me, what they come up with. Oh, he got an expired license. It's the worst you could get on me in 10 years. What I got on you? You lying, dirty, corrupt. You don't obey law. Get right. Just get right and stop talking and get right. Or don't get right. But you got to pay for your violations of my civil rights. And I tell the judge the same thing. It's on tape with the police. I'm telling them the whole time, I'm going to sue you. If you come try to take my car for no reason, I'm suing you, stupid. Stop messing with people. Stop harassing black people and towing their car and what they used to call that in New York they used to do, where they would target minorities. What they call that in New York where they used to target minorities. You targeting the wrong person, bruh. You target me, bruh. I'm gonna make you pay for that. Targeting is a violation of U.S. law. You got this woman out here who following me for the intentions to take my car. You running a whole play that violates someone's civil rights, and your stupid butt get mad because I'm smarter than you. And if you get the judge to try to throw the case, he gonna figure out I'm smarter than him too. I'm telling you, I tell him to his face, boy. I'm built for that smoke. You ain't know nobody like me. You don't know nobody like me, boy. You gonna lose. Just pay the money or don't pay it. pay it or don't pay it. I don't care. Where your judge at? Where your police at? Where Mayor Mondami at? I'll tell any of them. You breaking the law. You think because you rich that it matter because you breaking the law. Ain't nobody care if you a police and you violate civil rights. I'ma tax you, boy. I'm taxing you. I'm just like Benjamin Crumb. I'ma tax you. You do it one time, I'ma figure out a way to make you pay for violating U.S. law. Ain't nothing I did was wrong, you stupid butt. I ain't lie about nothing I did. Everything I did is the truth. You just mad. What you think? I could go to the hospital right now, boy. I battle with depression. What are you talking about? You stupid. I'm just choosing not to go to the hospital, but I probably need to. I'm supposed to go to the hospital or doctor every 3 to 6 months. So don't do nothing to make me have to go, stupid. You just stupid. I'm following the rules, you not. And cause I'm beating you in the game, you get mad, say, oh, see there, he faking. Oh, don't tell him this. Oh, don't say, I'ma tell you everything, boy. And I'ma pee on your forehead like Dion did to him. I'ma pee on your forehead. Stop breaking the law. Stop targeting minorities. Period. Stop targeting black people. Stop and frisk. Stop targeting black people with traffic stops. What you talking about, boy? I'm slow. I'm slow as could be. Just like Iran slow. Who's slow? Is Iran slow or is President Trump slow? Which one of them slow? Because it look like President Trump the slow one. Are the Iranians the retarded ones or is President Trump the retarded one? Because it look like President Trump the retarded one. Because he trying to stop the Iranians want the smoke. I want the smoke, boy. I want all the smoke. I want all of the smoke. I do paperwork, boy. You don't understand. So I'ma just tell you the truth. I don't care less. You gonna pay a fee when you break the law. You said God could ordain military, but God ain't ordaining nothing. That's the devil doing that. Why would God have to ordain the military? God don't need to ordain no military. What are we talking about? Yeah, Bond, it's a racial profile. You know, you ever heard of stop and frisk? They used to have a problem with stop and frisk in New York. Stop pulling over black people towing their cars. You trying to act like you in the right about something. Oh, he just faking a panic attack. Oh, really? Is that what it is? But you targeting black people, stop and frisk minorities, you taking their cars, you violating civil rights, bro. Don't make me put that racial paint on your face. I'll paint you as a racist, boy, I promise you. I'll put that racial paint on your face, boy. I'm trying to be polite and have manners. You know what I'm saying? My mama was telling me not to go because I'm cutthroat with it. I'm not going to play with you if you wrong. If I got kids, I'm not playing with my kids, boy. I'm going to slap the spit out your mouth. I don't tolerate no disrespect. You don't understand. You around here playing, molesting children. Let me tell you all the things that our government has been doing over the last 30 years. I'm not involved in none of that. You should have left me on the beach smoking weed with them hoes. You want to go get me from smoking weed in the beach and them hoes? Well, I'm here, boy. It's time for you to get right. Your police are racist and corrupt. Who wants some smoke? Who wants the smoke? I'm 46, bro. I ain't got nothing but time, and I'm super patient. Your police is racist and corrupt. Don't play with me, boy. Don't play with me. I promise you, you don't want to play with me. You ain't got inside of you what I got inside of me. You probably going to sleep every night comfortable. That I'm not that comfortable. I promise you, I got enough fight in me, bro. You go get whoever you want. I'll sue your whole city. Whoever wants to smoke, step up. Say your first and last name when you step up, though. Just say your name. Don't throw rocks and hide your hands. Say your name. Who wants to smoke? Cooper, they might be committing crime at a higher rate, but what's that matter? You can't racial profile. What crime I committed? Name me one crime I committed since I've been in New York for a year. Name me one. Under heavy investigation. Name me one crime I committed in a year being in the state. What we talking about? I'm not committing no crimes. You towed my car 2 times. Yeah, boy, it's a penalty for that. So you intentionally doing it. Bro, I'm hearing on the body camera where the cops talking about the license and they got discretion. But in their conversation, it wasn't no discretion. Boy, if that you come with that summary judgment, bro, I promise you, some of y'all lawyers, you might be looking for a new job. I'm telling you the embarrassment that I'm gonna put on you. I didn't because as soon as they towed my car, whoever had them to tow my car, they gave up the money for doing it because they know they was wrong. You towing my car to get me to go to the hospital. Well, if you want me to go to the hospital, stupid, you gotta pay the bill. Who gonna pay the bill? Goodness gracious, baby. Oh, woo. You make, I'm sorry, bro, give me a little joy. You making me go to the hospital. So if you making me go to the hospital, stupid, you paying the bill. They acting like, oh, he just going to the hospital, but he faking. The police trying to get me to go. I was trying, bro, if you try anything you come with, bro, anything you come with, because as stupid as I don't know what, I'm on the body camera cursing the cops out because I don't want to go to the hospital. You made me go. So you know when you go to the hospital, stupid, it's a bill behind going to the hospital that you gotta pay. Yeah, they came. Look, they saying I'm slow, but I'm baiting them. I'm talking too much. I'm baiting them into it. Cause boy, I seen the body camera. You begging me to go to the hospital, like you saying I want to go to the hospital. I'm cursing you out. I was cursing the cops out every time they told me to go to the hospital. I cursed them out, screaming at least 8 times that I put in my notes. That I cursed them out when they asking me to go to the hospital. So 2 hours later, you leave me in 20-degree weather and I end up at the hospital and you say, I'm running a game on you or a scam on you. Boy, you the most corrupt. You so corrupt, you can't even see how corrupt you really are. That's how dirty you are. You can't see how dirty you really are. Or if you can, you don't care. You just dirty, corrupt, trashy, raggedy, like foul, everything. Just bad, bro. You horrible. And you gonna try to make it seem you've been investigating me for 10 years. You come up holding your private part. You ain't come up with nothing but your own hair on your private parts. I want to say something, bro, because it need to be expressed. You come up holding nothing. And then you gonna say I'm faking or I'm doing what? Boy, you better go get that, bro. I'm telling you, if you don't get the checkbook, what's gonna come behind it, I promise you they're gonna want me dead. Cause I'm telling you, it's gonna be a vigor you ain't never seen before. You gonna be a racist. I'm gonna take a racist paintbrush and I'm gonna put it on your face. I promise you don't want that. I know some things, bro. And you think you could play tricks? I could play tricks too, boy. I know some tricks too. You playing tricks, but I can't play tricks. You want me to be all the way straight while you as corrupt as the dirt. You dirtier than dirt, boy. But you want me to be like Jesus while you dirtier than dirt. You stupid idiot. If I was a cop, I would have been one of the best ones around. I don't play no games with you, boy. Yeah, I'ma dangle this key every time you come take it. You want to target people, black people, minorities, huh? You want to stop and frisk, and you want to run plays and lie. Every time you break the law, I'm smarter than you. I don't play that. I'm not gonna wait for Benjamin Crump or Al Sharpton to come. I'ma deal with your racist butt right now. I'ma deal with. Hey, Al Sharpton, y'all don't even have to come over here. I got these racists. Yo, racist bud, you a racist. What else you doing it for? Say it. What you doing it for? You want to say it publicly? What you really doing it for? Because it look like you a racist. That's what it look like to me. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all go ahead and double tap the screen for me, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. I don't hate the cops, bro. I seen an NYPD officer in the store the other day. I bought his food. I don't hate him at all. I hate the ones that's dirty and corrupt. I hate the ones that you could call and say, hey, there's a black disabled veteran over there. Why don't you get a woman to follow him too closely, get him to respond, call the police because his license expired on Christmas and we want to take his car to bring him pain. Now you want to lie to God? Who you want to lie to? That's what you really did for that real purpose. That's what really happened. Now who you want to lie to? You want to lie to God and say I was faking, like I was going to want to go. I'm faking. You want to lie to God? Because that's what really happened. What really happened is you had some woman to come follow me too close because you know how I'm going to respond. And so, but no, let me start before that. What happened was the doctor wrote an order and gave it to the DA for them to tow my car. That's the first thing that happened. So that's why the police coming. It's either that or they racist. I don't know. We gonna get to the bottom of it. Cause I'm gonna put that racial paint on you if you don't do the right thing. So look, so they come and they get a woman to follow me too closely. She lied to the police and say I threw something at her car. She go lie to the police, so they pull me over for no reason. Targeting, racial profiling. And the police 8 times asked me to go to the hospital. So when I end up going to the hospital, stupid, who you think gonna pay the bill? You asked me to go, stupid. Who faking? How I'm faking if you asking me to go? Boy, you file that summary judgment, I promise you, I'm gonna embarrass you so hard, I'll make you pick up your house and move to Alabama. Boy, I'll make you move to a trailer. I'll make that lawyer move to a trailer in Louisiana, boy. I promise you, I'ma eat you, boy. I'ma eat you. Don't play with me, boy. I'ma eat you. You not this smart. You asked me to go to the hospital, stupid. So I argued with you. Didn't want to go, so I finally went. You paying the bill, stupid. You stupid. I'm not slow. I'm just smarter than you. I'll tell you what I'm doing because there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing and still do it, and I'm going to still beat you because you still stupid, and you that stupid. You stupid. You just don't know it yet. You going to find out. Keep paying all your money, stupid. Bro, you stupider than a dude who tricking off on a prostitute. You might as well be tricking off on a prostitute. You that stupid. You just giving up money. Elon ain't gonna do that. I know. I dealt with him in situation. He not gonna do that. That's why he a trillionaire. He not walking around passing out money to people. He not stupid like that. I'm not saying he don't donate to the poor. I'm not saying he don't give up money. He just not stupid. You rich, but you stupid and rich. You dumb and rich. That's what I'm saying. You know, like I said, what's that Jenna, what's her name? That famous porn star worth 35, 40 million. She rich. I ain't even gonna do that to you, Jenna Jameson, baby. Baby girl. You know what I'm saying? You stupid and rich. Cause you got money don't mean nothing. You stupid. You stupid. You talking about me like, oh, he's slow. He telling everything. What I gotta tell? All the judge gotta do is watch the body camera. The police asked me 8 times to go to the hospital. 8. Count them with me. 8 times. I was screaming and cussing at them every time. Watch the body camera. So I'm saying, if you ask me to go to the hospital and I said, yeah, and they send me a bill, who you think gonna pay the bill? Stupid, why I gotta pay the bill for? I don't have to go to the hospital. You forced me to go. That's against my constitutional rights. You towed my car because you knew I wouldn't have no other option in the end but to go to the hospital. In that situation, you in violation of my constitutional right. You violating due process. You violating everything. You stupid. Come take it again. You want to stop and frisk? You want to target people? Come target this black disabled veteran. I'ma pee in your face, boy, with no attorney. I'ma pee in your face. Stop targeting black people. Stop towing their cars. You racist? Yeah, Cooper, I want him to play this video through. I want him to. There's so many videos like this they could play during trial. I want him to. I want him to put it on the record. Please do. Please put it on the record. Please do. Please do. I want to expose you. I got a different mission than just trying to win this money. Because I'm going to sue him 18 times. So if I lose this case, I got 18 more cases. I'm going to the NAACP next on them. I'm going to the ACLU next on them. So if I lose this federal case, you're going to have a state case, you're going to have a federal appeal, and you're going to have a whole bunch of other people that I'm going to be telling they races to. What you talking about? This just the first step. Play it during trial. That I call them stupid racists? Play it during trial. Who cares? What the judge gonna do? What I said is true. Who I'm talking about? What's the city I'm talking about? It's not defamation, stupid. I'm smarter than you, because you don't know who I'm talking about, stupid. And if you do, stupid, I didn't say their name, stupid, so it's not defamation, stupid. The judge can't even gag order me, stupid. I'm smarter than you. You gonna find out eventually. You gonna see it eventually. I'm smarter than you. You just dumb. You can spell, but you stupid. You got money, but you stupid. What are we talking about? Chrism says change the subject. Yeah, we can. You said I'm yelling in the park. Call NYPD and tell them to come down here. Call NYPD. Stupid. You stupid. You trying to control and dictate stuff that you need to let be. You shouldn't have went to Iran. Government do stupid stuff. Stop being stupid. Maybe you need people yelling in the park in your community to help you to see yourself. Stupid. Call the police and tell them to come down here. Stupid. You get it? Boy, I'm not budging. You ain't built like I'm built. You want to lay in your comfortable bed and drive your comfortable car. I don't care about that kind of stuff. God told me I'm going to get that down the road, but right now I'm going to tell you how stupid you are. That's what that's what my job is. I ain't mad at nobody, but this, why I'm going to tell, well, look, your house is on fire. America's house is on fire. And no, you can't see it. It's burning. It's been burning for a little while, but President Trump poured some gasoline on it. So if the house on fire, how I'm gonna tell you your house on fire? Hey y'all, we are making a lot of mistakes in America and we need to change. They ain't gonna listen to me yelling, so why I'm gonna talk like a dummy or a baby? I'm gonna tell you what you doing. My children do stuff they ain't supposed to do, you gonna get disciplined. Stupid. It's just what it is. Stop being stupid. Black fundamental Americans is the only ones that belong in America. Don, I'm not even gonna do all that, man. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not like, if you pick one race over another, you racist. So you telling us about white people being racist, but if you picking a race over another, that's the definition of what racism is. So I'm saying I'm not gonna be racist like them. Black people ain't no better than white people, and white people ain't no better than black people. Ain't no race is greater than any others. Bottom line, we all created equal in the image of God. That's what I believe. I'm just gonna go against you if you being a racist. Play it at trial. Cooper, Texas, tell them to play it at trial. I don't care. The judge need to be telling them this. Why y'all doing this to this dude? Why you did it? Just pay the money. You gonna go to trial? You not finna make it to no trial. How you gonna make it to trial? You getting summary judgment. If you scared to do the summary judgment, I'ma write one on you next month. You chicken? Talking all that noise. Oh, I'm finna summary judgment you. Where it's at? What Dre said? Where they at? Where she at? Huh? Yo, baby mama ain't even post a photo. Where she at? Your baby mama ain't even drop a single, huh? Where she at? Where that? Hey, where that summary judgment at? Put it in the mail, boy. You want to go to trial trying to stretch it out when you could have just paid the money. He gonna pay $80,000 when he could have paid 20. Cause you trying to run a stupid program that I could do whatever I want to, whenever I want to. You just dumb. You not trying. You might have been trying to help people from the beginning, but now you just stupid. So I'm gonna take your money, stupid. You the one asked me to go to the hospital, stupid. Watch the body camera, stupid. I told you you lost. You know you lost. You shouldn't even be trying to fight no case like that. You just trying to hold the money, you dummy. Lick the blood off the knife. That's so dumb. That's the stupidest. Oh, I'm sorry. You talking about Carmelo Anthony? I don't have no idea about that case, man. I need to look into that case. So I'm sorry about that. Not my circle. I gotta look at. Nah. You straight. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Christmas deleted that. Christmas, baby. I'm sorry we talking about this, but you know it's legal wars and we do that. And I got a disability and I'm not afraid of that. No stigma on my disability. I got a disability. I'm a disabled veteran. Y'all know this BMW, I told y'all the police keep taking my car. They targeting me. Stop and frisk, whatever you want to call it. And they took my car twice. So yeah, I don't care nothing about. Tell the judge everything I'm saying. You violate my civil rights, I'ma get you. That's what the police gonna do. They gonna get you at any means necessary. The police are authorized by the law to be able to lie to you to catch you. The police authorize, the law authorized the police to tell a lie if they gotta catch you. I'ma do what I gotta do to catch you. Stop violating civil law. Don't do it around me. If you smoke crack, don't do it around me. If you snort coke, don't do it around me. Well, we don't understand. You forget I'm telling you who I am every day, and you still don't understand it. So yeah, you stupid. You not slow, you dumb. You not slow, you not mental, you stupid and dumb. Look up the words. I'm a legal person. I know what the words mean. You stupid and you dumb. You are the definition of stupid. What insanity means is trying the same things over and over and you don't get no different results. You doing the same things over and over and over. And you failing and losing. They celebrate losses. He said, I'm finna be in the bed crying. And you losing and you walking around smiling like you won something. You ain't win nothing. I won in every angle of that situation. And on top of that, I could pin them for doing what they did. Doing some Diddy stuff. Oh, P. Diddy type dude. P. Diddy type dudes. Sexually immoral. It ain't good enough for him to have sex with a girl. You got to get the girl passed around. You got to get the girl on drugs. I'm saying it's a weirdo freak type dude. You can't just have sex with a girl. That ain't good enough. You got to go get a dude. You got to watch the girl have sex with a. You sexually immoral. Period. Corrupt and sexually immoral. If it's not good enough to just have sex with a woman, you a freako. You a freakazoid. You a weirdo, dude. You weird. You go to sex rehab. You a weirdo. You a freak. I know this Diddy City. Look, Diddy from my community. We love P. Diddy. But we know this P. Diddy City, but you don't pass around females, bruh. That's that Jeffrey Epstein freak weirdo stuff. Do y'all do that in New York? Don't pass around females. Don't be giving girls drugs. You a freak weirdo. You telling the judge that? Because I'll tell him if you don't. You want to play this live stream in court, play this part. So the judge can ask what he talking about. Play this part, dude. You don't want to get me in trial, bro. I'm going to end up saying some stuff, bro. I promise you some stuff going to come out. You take me to trial, bro, on a little bitty stupid case like that, that's going to get reviewed by the NAACP, ACLU, and every organization in America I could send it to. Boy, you stupid. Who want to get famous for being corrupt? I'm gonna turn the light on you cockroaches. I could shout all day. Like I said, call NYPD. The mayor they ain't even finna show up. Because they not stupid like you. They not dumb. They know that I'm out here doing a live stream, freedom of speech. If I'm being too loud in the park, you gonna just tell me to keep it down. I ain't being too loud. There ain't nobody around here. This big old park, you could walk anywhere in this park you want to. And I'm expressing myself because it's important stuff. And we have a bunch of idiots and sexually immoral people. Nah, Christmas, baby, you finished. I'm sorry, you good? Like, you good. I feel what you saying. Like, you know, we could turn the conversation, but I need to address them. I don't care what they talking about. You could play whatever you want to in court. Don't try to make the judge be corrupt like you. You can play whatever you want to in court. Yo, lawyer, where the lawyer at? He said he gonna send a summary judgment. Why? Where the mail? Your mailbox don't work? Your poster, you need a P.O. box to send it to? Ask the lawyer if he need my address to send that summary judgment to, boy. I want him to play it in court, because when it get down to it and I talk to him the way I talk to him, I'm a little boy, you bruh. I'm a little boy, that lawyer, when it come down to it. He gonna get little boy. He getting punked. That lawyer, your lawyer gonna get punked against me, boy. Ask about me. I'm a little boy him. You don't know what you dealing with. You around here playing. I told you, bruh, I don't have a law license and I won in the U.S. Court of Appeals. You around here on some Scooby-Doo stuff. You Scooby-Dooing. You think this Scooby-Doo. This ain't Scooby-Doo, boy. This real life. I'm not playing with you. I don't care how much money or none of that. It's going to come down to the law, what you did, and the words on them documents. Them three things. You wrong on the law, you wrong with what you did, and I'm going to make sure the words on them documents I put is going to expose that. You ain't got nowhere to win. There's nowhere to go. You could try to teach me whatever you want to. You could take as much time as you want to, but that money, you could play as many videos. Your Honor, help me. Help me, Your Honor. He's faking. He's just trying to get money. Look at this video, Your Honor. What, he telling the truth? Bro, we in a society so dirty that the truth is viewed as bad and corruption is viewed as the right way to go. The judge know they corrupt. He know what they did was wrong. The judge know that. He know that. I think he a good judge, though. That's what I think, because of what he said during the scheduling conference. I think that's a great judge, actually. We gonna find out, though. But he know they in the wrong. He know that. Boy, you better pay that money. Look, they talking about they want to do a deposition because they trying to find me faking or I'm lying about something. Boy, I could go to the hospital right now for depression. I ain't faking about nothing. I just don't be going. You try, because I pick and choose when I go to the hospital to get mental health help. I'm picking and choosing. If you weren't violating civil law, you wouldn't be, because I'm telling you right now, brother, last time I went to the hospital was in April. This is August, if I'm not mistaken. No, I went to the hospital in May, I think. Yeah, in May. June, July, it's been 3 months. It's time for me to go see a doctor. So you keep doing stupid stuff, and you're going to end up with a bill. What we talking about? You breaking the law, you harassing. And you know that's a violation of law. You know I got all the problems I have, and you know it's real and legit. And you looking for a door or a way, because that's how rich people are. They always get away with stuff. They money buy them out. It doesn't work with me. None of that's going to work with me. You could do that with the courts and the judges and the police and the lawyer. It's just not with me. You can't, that corruption don't work with me. You going to pay. Or you going to either pay $17,000 or you going to pay $87,000. It's up to you. If you got the money, I'll make you pay $87,000 on every case. You going to get broke. I'm going to break you. You came to break me, but God, I'm not going to break you. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. I'm going to walk that back. I'm not going to break you. God going to break you one way or the other. Some of them got a case that they think they going to win, and God will give me the money that you think you finna get, and you going to lose the case. Trying to prove that somebody faking, you know you faking. And you know I'm real. And you know ain't nothing happened to me that I asked for to happen. I ain't got nothing to do with it. If I knew who was harassing me, but I promise you on my life, I would have been stopped them. Because see, I could make way more money doing something instead of waiting for something to happen to me and file a lawsuit. I could make way more money suing. I work for I go to the mayor Monday, and we'll be taxing these businesses. You know what I'm saying? One of these mayors, one of these governors, they gonna hire me for what the job I'll make New York City billions off of these fines. They'll be making billions off fines of the ADA. I got ways that I could go make money besides suing people. I don't want to. Ask my brother, ask Andre. I told Andre, I said, Andre, whenever I was waiting for one of them settlements, I said, I ain't gonna be suing people. A military legal one gonna be suing people. I don't want to sue you. I'm not trying to sue you. I'm trying to stop doing this so I can move to the next phase of a military legal. But if I got people in my life, I don't care if it's the police who violating the law, that needs to be cut short, period. You could play anything I said to the judge. Go back and listen to my words. You think I'm saying something else when I'm saying I'm going to impose a fine on you. That's what are you talking about? I went to court. I got the court documents. I already did it. If you take my car for no reason, stop and frisk, targeting illegally, I'm going to impose a fine on you. That's what the law say to do. What we talking about? You act like I'm saying something that's wrong. Oh man, he said he gonna sue you if you violated civil rights. Oh man, that mean we take his car. Yeah, you take somebody's car for no reason and you got the discretion not to. That's a violation of their civil rights. You just don't know that because you a racist. You don't do it to white people. I ain't the one who's saying you racist. You got cops in your police department said you was racist. You got civilians that work for you in that town next to y'all that said you was racist. I'm saying police officers in your own department sued you for being a racist. You want to play with me? You sure you want to play with me? Because when I call the NAACP, that's all they going to do, and they going to go back and look at them cases I send them. I got cases I'm going to send them to show you you a racist. You want to play with me? Because we can examine and find out the NAACP, they'll be very interested, they'll be very interested, to find out if a local village in the city, in the state of New York got racist police officers. You want to play with me? Because you might be a racist. You might be. Your community might be racist. Who knows? I'm not Al Sharpton or Benjamin Crump. We'll call them and tell them. Hey, Deuce, I can't answer that. That's too retarded. Hey, Deuce, that right there is kind of racist, man. Christmas, baby, I thank you for being in the stream and you working with us today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just went on ahead and deleted him. Bro, I told y'all at the top of the live stream yesterday, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I promise you, I'm rejoicing and I'm glad in this day. I'm thankful. Through all the things I went through, them taking my car, me living in a place that I shouldn't be living in, them constantly targeting me and violating my civil rights, through all of that I've been through, I'm still standing, I'm still worshiping, and I'm still praising. I'm still satisfied with my relationship with God. And I'll tell you once again, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Christmas, I got a great heart. I'm a good person. I love the law and I enforce the law. And all of these police departments in cities or whoever else who wants to give orders to violate someone's civil rights. If a doctor writes an order for a judge to take somebody's car, or for a DA to give to the police to take somebody's car, that's a violation of their civil rights. So every time that doctor writes that order to the DA, I'm gonna sue you, because you gotta stop violating people's civil rights. What we don't understand about that? General Max, I appreciate that, but I'm not trying to get gratitude for being smart. I told you God. I started with God. That should get your attention. So you should be looking in the situation for where God is, but instead, you smart. You know this person, that, you so corrupt. They from Mississippi, And y'all see how corrupt Mississippi is. So they come to New York trying the same corruption. I'm going to move this piece. I'm going to get this Republican congressman to call this Republican congressman, and we going to do this piece, and we going to do this right here. You just corrupt. And you've been doing that corrupt stuff in Mississippi, and you trying to do it out here, lying, trying to make it seem like I'm running some kind of scam because he didn't convince one of my family members to get down with him in the corruption. Bro, I promise you, if you had the courage to put your name on that paper that you doing that, I would stop you and go back to what I really need to be doing. Instead of wasting time with some rich dude who got a bad attitude and he got an ego problem and he's stubborn and he think he God and everybody's scared of him. I'm not scared of him. This dude's 70 years old, boy, face to face, hand to hand combat, boy, I slapped the black off his face. I'm not scared of this dude. Bro, I don't care if he has somebody who could take my life. I'm not scared of you. David, do you don't think when David fought that bear, you don't think David knew that bear could kill him? When David fought the lion, do you think David knew the lion would kill him? When David fought Goliath, he don't care. He ain't scared, boy. You not built like this. Go get your Goliath, boy. I'm screaming in the park. Go get your Goliath. Bro, every case that I get, it's another opportunity for me to fight for greatness, to achieve greatness, boy. So when we gonna do this? Tomorrow morning? Cause you so smart. You so smart. We gonna do this tomorrow morning. You wanna keep breaking the law. Cause that's what they doing. If you harassing someone intentionally, what judge know you doing that? Tell me his name. Since you wanna play this in court, let's play a lot of stuff in court gonna get played. The stuff that's going to end up getting played in court is stuff you don't want to get played. That's the game you want to play? Hey, somebody said, I won't be. Listen, oh, yeah, but I don't. David, I don't. I don't. That's just not what I do. I don't do that. I stop talking to her, but I'm not going to get her mad. I just don't do it. A female taught me that. A girl taught me that. She taught me that in any situation, you just don't do it. So I don't do it. But I am me, I'm going to talk to her no more. I'm just not going to be stupid like you. You just stupid. You dumb. Just admit it that I'm stupid. Just say I got a lot of money, but I'm stupid. Just admit it. I'm going to go invent a computer that's smarter than me. I'm gonna invent artificial intelligence. Bro, I promise you, I don't use AI. I don't need AI. This stuff is natural. It's God-given. You need artificial intelligence. You need AI because you're not really smart. But your money can help you look like you smart until you run into somebody who got it naturally from God. This from God, boy. I don't even be trying with you. I'm not even thinking really. I'm just really messing with you. I'm lollygagging alone to get the checks. I'm just playing with you. I'm not trying. If you make me sit down and get on your head, boy, I don't care who you are. I'll have you in that ditch over there. What they trying to do, I could really do. They just don't know what they doing because they stupid. Violating the law trying to do it. You trying to teach people stuff violating the law. You dumb. I'm going to teach them doing it by the law. I'm smarter than you. You just stupid. And you mad at me because I'm calling you on your stupidity. You mad at me because I'm saying, hey, look, he violating civil rights and I'm smarter than him. I'm going to make you pay for it. And you mad at me because I can make you pay for your violation of civil rights. And I'm like Deion Sanders, boy. I'm going to line up on that lawyer on the line of scrimmage. The whole time I'm going to be talking to that boy. And as soon as he filed that summary judgment, I'm going to pick it out the air and I'm going to go score on him. I'm going to take it to the house. I'm going to tell you what you're doing. I'm doing the whole time. Yeah, I'm better than you. And I know I'm better than you. I know it. It ain't nothing against this lawyer. Any lawyer you put at the table, he gonna have the same problem. Any lawyer you put across the seat from me gonna have the same problem. I'm a ghost, man. I am the black ghost. Hey, that's my time, man. Christ is king, man. I love you, baby, man. Thank you for helping me stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I thank you guys for the donations, man. We're going to be live talking about the mysterious death of Nancy Guthrie tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. That's the 6th episode of Guilty or Innocent. Until then, man, I came and delivered the content. I told y'all about China. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna lose if they try to attack Taiwan. I told y'all the reasons why they gonna lose. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, we did about an hour doing the legal war stuff. Y'all know I got 4 cases, man, against a county government, 2 million people in a county, big county, and against a city and a village and another city, Connecticut, New York, 4 of them. So we talk about it. The live stream is called Legal Wars Live. We talk about legal wars that I have. That's why I came and started this stream, to document the harassment as a black disabled American that I was feeling from the government, from a church, from my family, whoever doing it. I just came on here to document the win that I had in the U.S. Court of Appeals, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to keep on striving from greatness. I'm not going to let nobody take me down, push me down. But everything they going to come with, I know they going to come with it. And they could come with everything they come with, and I'm going to let you build. I'm going to just build a case on you. You doing it. You trying to win and you losing. My opponents trying to win, they losing. They celebrating losses. My opponents had a scheme where they said I was going to be in my face, in the bed, sad, crying right now. I'm going to be sick, hurt, or depressed. This is some of the happiest times in my life right now today. So keep on trying. And I'm going to keep on suing you and stop crying. Because if you disobeying the law, you know you going to get sued. It's like he playing with fire, and when he get burned, he going to cry about it. I ain't never seen nothing that, but that's what rich people do. It's like he rich and he doing something wrong and he expecting to get away with it, but God making him pay for it. And this is the first time in his life that God actually made him pay for doing something wrong. Even his kids. His kids were getting away with crimes that I never came close to committing in my life. They got away with them. That's how it is with rich people. But then you facing a 46-year-old ghost, and God gonna make you pay for what you doing with me. You cannot get away with violating the law. You cannot get away with over-sexualization of girls. You cannot get away with getting girls drugs. You cannot get away with sending girls to Miami to get prostituted. You cannot get away with it. You can't get away with it. You gotta pay for it. It's payday. It's time to pay. Like when I sue them, I pay for it. You see the situation that I'm in right now? I paid for suing them. Well, it's time for you to pay for the lawsuit. It's time. It's payday time. You ain't got no choice. It ain't no way out of this, boy. It ain't nowhere you could run. It's nowhere you could hide. It ain't no judge you could call to protect you. It ain't no President Trump you could call to protect you. God is on you. You cannot get, it's no way you can go. You're gonna pay. You're going to pay. God told me to tell you that. That's my time, man. I love y'all. Y'all already know what it is. 8 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning. Until then, man, Christ is King, man. I'll see y'all in the morning.